to Freedom Field. Thank you for attending tonight's contest. In accordance with Executive Order GA-29, spectators must keep their masks on at all times. Remember social distance at least 6 feet. Families may sit together, but a distance of 6 feet must be maintained between groups and individuals. Please remember to play it safe. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention is midfield as we get set to introduce both the Dawson Eagle and Shadow Creek cheerleaders. It is our privilege to first introduce tonight the 2020-2021 Pearland Dawson Varsity Cheerleaders.
Sophomore, Samantha Champion. Junior, Emily Zalila. Junior, All-American, Caitlin Upchurch. Junior, Abby Strebeck. Junior, Victoria Duarte. Sophomore, Layla Evans. Sophomore, Kennedy Seba. Sophomore, Julie Gillis. Sophomore, Logan Giannoni. Junior, All-American, Maddie Eisterholm. Sophomore, Kennedy Ware. Sophomore, Caitlin Strain. Sophomore, All-American, Georgia Fury. Senior, Bree Wiggins. Junior, All-American, Emma Boite. Senior, All-American, Maddie Chambliss. Junior, Captain, All-American, Jackie Eisterholm. And Senior, Captain, All-American, Callie Taves. And the All-American mascot, Eddie the Eagle. The Dawson cheerleaders are led by Amanda Lee, Joy Jenkins, and Chelsea Davenport. Let's hear it one more time for the Pearland Dawson Varsity Cheerleaders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your 2020-21 Shadow Creek Sharks Varsity Cheerleaders. Here are your freshmen. All-American cheerleader, Jayla Smith. All-American cheerleader, Kayla Knight. Amaya Huff and Melissa Palacios. Sophomores include Aaliyah Peters, Grace Jimenez, All-American cheerleader Kayla Jennings, Riley Holmes, Reagan Bainbridge, Demi Turner, All-American cheerleader Brooke Reynolds. Juniors include Lexi Williams, Amaya Tolbert, All-American cheerleader Natalia Schultz, Gabriela Jimenez, All-American cheerleader Kia Hopkins, All-American cheerleader Cynthia Cruz. Seniors include All-American cheerleader Tiffany Johnson and Ashley Escobar. Head coach is Elizabeth Virgil. Assistant coach, Vanessa Piatoro. Cheer manager, Damara Stanton. Cheer manager is Cameron White. And mascot, Adalia Emagayer. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give it up for your 2020-21 Shadow Creek Shark Varsity Cheerleaders. Ladies and gentlemen, due to COVID-19, we are unable to exchange sportsman gifts between schools. However, we'd like to welcome both schools here tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Freedom Field for tonight's Conference 6A, Region 3, District 23 matchup between the visiting Eagles of Dawson High School and your Shadow Creek Sharks. The Eagles come in to tonight's matchup with an overall season record of 8-0 and a district record of 6-0 after a 65-7 win at home over A-League Elsick last Friday night. Your Sharks come in tonight's matchup with an overall season record of 4-2 and a district record of 4-0 after a 20-7 win over Pearland here at Freedom Field last Friday evening. Tonight's game will be exciting as both teams fight for the top spot in the District 23 rankings. Tonight's game will be conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University Interscholastic League. Remember, fans, regardless of the final score of tonight's game, all the athletes who take the field tonight will have shown their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. Spectators, please take into consideration the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, and athletes have put forth. Cheer these young athletes, applaud them, but do not do any of your actions cause them to doubt the value of athletics. Fans, by your behavior here tonight, allow these young people to feel pride in their communities and school. While your sportsmanlike actions may play only a small part in the outcome of tonight's game, it will play a greater role in continuing to encourage competitive athletics. We also ask that you show your appreciation for the students who will be taking part indirectly in tonight's game. The cheerleaders, the bands, the drill teams, and the students who support their teams while at home and away. These young people play an integral part in their team's success. Officials for tonight's game will be mutually agreed upon by representatives from each school. Without their refined skill and understanding of the game of football, tonight's contest would not be possible. We ask that all students, parents, and spectators please demonstrate the kind of respect for officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of authority. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise as the Shadow Creek High Marching Band performs the Shadow Creek Sharks School Song.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how to teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
Distancing, your body needs to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are ready with advanced technology and imaging to deliver custom treatment plans safely. And our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find your care unit locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Joe's Barbecues has proudly served the Alvin area with great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin. Stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's press box food sponsor.
At RV Southport Chrysler Dodge Ram, we're going an extra mile to earn your business.
Our salespeople work for you, not commission, so that's why we have lower prices and a better experience.
You can find out their prices anytime by calling 1-800-LOW-PRICE.
And we'll give you a warranty for as long as you come your newer Grand Deals. So Southport's lifetime warranty.
square miles in northern Missouri County, and we service over 26,000 students and 3,400 employees who live out our core beliefs each day. Our district consists of 31 campuses, and soon we'll be opening a fourth comprehensive high school in 2022. In Alvin ISD, we aim to provide students with a broad array of educational experiences that connect to the passion, interests, and talents of each individual student. With the many options offered in Alvin ISD from early childhood through graduation, our students are able to take ownership of their learning by pursuing specific areas that will help them achieve success. These individual learning paths available through programs such as AP courses, advanced academics, dual enrollment courses, career and technology, student organization, and extracurricular activities will help students gain knowledge and skills that will serve them throughout their lives. As we showcase our athletics and our fine arts programs this evening, we ask that you partner with us to ensure that those performing on the field are both supported and building a positive environment for all that participate. Join us in showing good sportsmanship, and let's pass on the good vibes for our hometown win tonight. Thank you again, and safe travels home.
Welcome to the your Calgary Stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now observe a moment of silence to focus on the spirit of tonight's game, acknowledge the prevailing sense of fair play, and the safety of all players, coaches, parents, officials, and spectators. Thank you. Tonight we'd like to honor those courageous men and women who have served our country in the United States Armed Forces. Please rise if you are active or retired military. Ladies and gentlemen, give these men and women a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that you please rise with your hats as we honor America. The national anthem will be performed virtually tonight on the scoreboard by the Shadow Creek High School choir, Poseidon Chorale, under the direction of Frank Espinoza and Jennifer Gallagher. The Alvin High School Marine Corps Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps will present the colors during the singing of our national anthem.
Great game for you tonight. The District 23 6A Championship between the visiting Glenda Dawson Eagles and your hometown Shadow Creek Sharks. David Canada along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. Marvin Wingfield is doing our stats tonight, and Jason Nichols back at the studio doing all the producing duties. We certainly appreciate all their work and help for us tonight. Shadow Creek coming in tonight again. The last 4 games only averaging 1.5 points given up on defense. And going against this Dawson Eagle team, averaging over 40 points a game on offense. So it should be interesting to see which team comes out on top tonight.
No, Shadow Creek's favored by 5 by Old Texas Football Magazine tonight. And, it was even in the Dawson write-up about that Dawson's last year was their first year winning the district championship for 23-6A, and that tonight's the night that Dawson faces the
Shadow
newcomer,
Creek won
Shadow
the toss.
And the
They
team that's
deferred
kinda
their
threatened
option
to
to
take
the
that away
second
from them
half.
after finally making their way to the top of the food chain in a really
Dawson's
tough
option
district.
for the first half
Yeah, Dawson
is
went
to
10 and 2
receive.
last year,
Good
winning
luck.
that title. Got to the second round and got upended by North Shore. Who doesn't get upended by North Shore? A 58-35 loss, and that ended their playoff run last year. Looks like an equal team this year, 8-0 coming into tonight. They got a pretty much high flying. And some of the common opponents, we go right to Pearland. Last week, Pearland lost to Shadow Creek 20-6, while Dawson defeated Pearland a few weeks ago 17-6. So you would expect a pretty even matchup tonight.
Definitely so. I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched, but I will give the edge to Shadow Creek in my opinion. And I think the X factor for tonight is going to be Kyron Drones, the man that we dubbed as Houdini last week after an amazing play where he had Pearland D lineman Christian Sauter all over him, and he still managed to complete a 10-yard pass. A miraculous play, a miraculous player, and I think he's going to be the key tonight.
Shadow Creek won the toss, so going to defer to the second half, so they'll be kicking off. Pearland Dawson in their white uniforms with the blue and red stripes down the side, dark blue helmets with the logo on the side of the helmet. The Shadow Creek Sharks in the home blacks with the teal numbers, the black helmets, and we are underway here at Freedom Field. Kickoff from right to left. Dawson will pick it up at the 12-yard line. Up to the 20, dodged one guy, went down right there at the 22-yard line. That's where they'll start their first possession of the night.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting some momentum on the return, but Kayshawn Felton just clipped him down.
We'll see number 18, Colin Johnson at quarterback, just a sophomore for the Glenda Dawson Eagles. Tall, lanky guy. Don't have stats on him, but he looks like he's over 6 foot tall. Of course, we see a lot of Torrance Burgess Jr. tonight. The first snap, and rolling to his right, that's Johnson looking for a receiver, throwing across his body up to about the 35-yard line, incomplete. So right away, great pursuit by the Sharks.
He had Torrance Burgess Jr. and Ashton Stroman right there. Either one of them could have made the catch. I don't know if there was a bit of a mix-up there, but
Stroman's their second leading receiver, just 13 catches on the year, 184 yards, a junior. So, again, between him and Torrance Burgess Jr., they don't throw the ball very much. Expect to see a lot on the ground as three running backs close to 400 yards, one over 400 yards. 2nd down and 10. Colin Johnson at the quarterback. He'll take the snap, give up to Burgess up the middle. He gets past one, back up to the 30-yard line. Little spin move.
So, you know, Shadow Creek runs a 3-4 defense where you have 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, and they always walk somebody up to the line of scrimmage, and that time they walked 2 outside linebackers both up, so it looked like they had 5 down linemen. But it still leaves a gap. If your front 3, if your mid 3 offensive linemen can handle the nose guard, you can gouge some defenses up the middle.
2 players in motion for Dawson. Jaden Stewart will take the snap around the left side. He's got a hole up to about the 35-yard line, past the 1st down marker. They'll move the chains. Nice little run by Jaden Stewart. He is their leading rusher at 575 yards this year.
And that's what Shadow Creek's going to have to do. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because this is the same offense that Shadow Creek runs. Their defensive linemen really have to punch and read here and try to stay home and not get too far upfield because a running back will cut right behind them and go run for a 1st down.
From the shotgun, quarterback Johnson with Jaden Stewart to his right. He'll take the snap, give it up to Stewart. Left side again, weaving his way past the 40-yard line. Push back. Going to be a gain of about 3.
I agree with you, Tom. It looks like they are having a little bit of success in this inside run game. A little more than I might would have thought.
It's like a trap run, isn't it?
Trappy wappy.
So the big thing that Shadow Creek has to do is get the ball back in Kyron Jones' hands, because Dawson, obviously their strategy here is that they're going to try to run the ball, milk the clock as much as possible, and win the ball control game.
Get Johnson to the shotgun. He'll take the snap. It goes through his hands. He dumps on it right there. Almost a turnover for Dawson. A high snap, and Johnson was able to get back on top of it.
Yeah, Tom, I don't think you want to have a shootout with Shadow Creek. I don't know that, you know, this Dawson team is a good team, but are they going to have the athletes on the outside to put up 50 points on Shadow Creek? I don't think so.
3rd and 12 is a dangerous set of downs against Shadow Creek. They're going to be putting their ears back. Coming after Johnson here in the shotgun. He's got 2 running backs. Burgess in there with him. He'll roll out onto his left. He'll look for a receiver out in the flat. He's got a little bit of a screen pass to Stewart. Over to the 40. A nice little spin move up to the 42-yard line. And not much more than that. That'll bring a 4th down.
It was a good play call, but I think, you know, we talk this every week. We've talked this every week for 10 years about the 288 corridor teams, is that you run that little screen thinking that you're really going to get 7-10 yards out of it, and all of a sudden there's a backside linebacker standing next to your running back, and you're wondering how that guy got over there. Then you look at his numbers and see that he ran a 4.2.
And Carter Brown will come in to punt from his own 26-yard line. Nice high snap. He'll roll to his right and kick it way up in the air. Really short kick. It'll land out of bounds around the 36-yard line. Great field position for the Sharks to start their first possession tonight.
Yeah, that was a really good field position for them. You know, that punt didn't go quite as far as they would have wanted it to. And it was a little weird. You see, he held on to that ball for a long time before he kicked it away.
Almost looked like they wanted to fake it a little bit, but they're actually going to mark the ball out at the 38-yard line.
I think that's generous towards Dawson.
So here comes Kyron Drones with his offensive guys. Kelvin Brown in the backfield with him.
See what Houdini Drones can do.
Got Hancock to the near side. Guidry to the far side. He'll fake the handoff. He'll roll to his right. He's got a lot of room there. Up to the 40, to the 45-yard line. He hits the 1st down marker and out of bounds at the 48. 1st down for Shadow Creek.
That's going to be a penalty on Dawson for hitting him as he ran out of bounds. It was pretty clear his intention was to go out of bounds at the 1st down marker.
I was hoping they would throw it out. I didn't see the flag until just now, but it looked a little late to me.
Yeah, we'll see what that marker is, and they will mark it off against Dawson.
We've talked in weeks past, though, about Drones extending the play but not running. He's waiting for the passing play to develop.
Dead
so
ball.
It's good for him to just
Personal
take the
foul.
1st down there.
Number 4,
start
late
over.
hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty against Dawson, late hit out of bounds.
1st down.
We'll put Drones and the boys in position here. 35-yard line, 1st and 10, new set of downs.
Dawson coming out in the old Iowa State 3-3 stack.
Hand off to Kelvin Brown. Around the left side, a lot of room. He's got the corner to the 30, down to the 32-yard line, and he's rushed out of bounds. Another late hit, and the flag comes out there too.
That is just, Dawson cannot win the game playing like this. I get it, they're charged up. I get it that, it's electric in here, but you cannot do that and beat Shadow Creek. You can't give them free yards.
So most likely that's going to be the same penalty as they had against Drones, and they are marking it off.
Personal foul, number 5.
Another
late hit out of
15
bounds.
yards.
Brown
After
was
distance
about
to the goal,
3-4 yards out of
First
bounds
down.
whenever he spun him to the ground.
So a fresh set of downs on the 15-yard line now. Back-to-back personal foul calls against Dawson. Late hit out of bounds. Got Drones and the boys here in good position. 1st and 10 on the 15.
Tom, I'd like to ask you as a coach, what are you doing after your players do that? Back-to-back plays.
It's the first quarter. Let's establish an attitude with this team.
Drones rolling to his right under pressure. Looking for a receiver. Incomplete at the 3-yard line. Like he's trying to hit Hancock there.
Is that David Fisher on the breakup? I think I don't like the penalties. I don't like giving up 30 yards of penalties in the first quarter, but at the same time, we came out to establish an attitude and show this team that we're going to come downhill and hit people hard. And if they're willing to do that, then that's the only way they're going to beat us is by willing to accept getting hit hard.
Hand off to Kelvin Brown around the left side. Not much there. Maybe a 2-3 yard gain.
I think you have to remain disciplined, though. I mean, you can hit people hard, but you keep it in between the lines.
So to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Sharks on the 12-yard line of Dawson. Opening drive aided by 2 personal foul, 15-yard penalties along the way. Drones from the shotgun. He'll call for the snap. Hand off to Brown around the corner. He's got up to the 5-yard line, to the 4-yard line. Looks like he's close to the first down marker.
I think he's got it.
But Kelvin Brown around the right side. Looked like he wanted to go wide, then all of a sudden saw a hole, cut it up inside, and got the distance for the first down. So first and goal for the Sharks here.
Yeah, he saw goal line. He got nabbed by a Dawson linebacker. Looked a little bit like a Scooby-Doo cartoon running with his feet.
He's such an impressive running back for someone at that size.
I take the snap again. Kelvin Brown, left side, going up the middle. And he's thrown down by number 48 right there at the 5-yard line. Just literally just tossed him aside. Cameron Whitfield for Dawson.
I think they have 7 returning starters on the defense this year. For Dawson, you'd have to double check me. But I really love this 3-3. It's an old Lou Tapper thing, man.
So 2nd and 4, Drones on the shotgun. He'll roll to his right, look for a receiver, and he overthrows him in the end zone.
Lou Tapper, the old head coach from Illinois, ran this 3-3. He didn't invent the 3-3 stack, but he really mastered it, became the expert on it, where you can run lots of different stunts with 3-down linemen and move different linebackers, and it leaves you not only your corners and safeties, but it leaves you kind of a rover back where you can move into a 3-4 look, or you can use this rover linebacker and move him side to side. He can be in coverage or he can blitz, and you can slide a linebacker out into coverage.
3rd and goal. Drones takes the snap himself. He's going to his left side looking for room. Up to the 5, to the 4. He reaches out to the goal line. Looks like he's going to be short. That'll bring up 4th down.
I think they're going to have to go for this here. I can't imagine.
Sorry.
No, I can't imagine they kick the field goal on this on the 1-yard line, but go ahead, Tom.
Jeremy Kolakowski with expert linebacker play from Dawson, man. I mean, he read the run and he fed. He didn't get caught up in any mush. He didn't go backwards. He just legitimately followed that B-gap hole and then rushed it when he thought he had an opportunity.
And the Sharks will go for it. Dawson actually throwing straight up the middle. And they indicate touchdown for the Sharks. Kyron Drones on the sneak.
I'm glad he got his redemption there, because after he missed Hancock wide open in the end zone, we talked a little bit about him, not playing at his full potential, and that, that was a key mistake. So it would have been crucial, for them to get that touchdown.
Well, a big guy like Kyron Drones, being 6'3", 190, just have to stretch out that big frame of his. And he got the ball across to get on the board first for the Sharks here. 6:34 to go in the first period. Sharks with the extra point. It is up and it is good, and our score is 7-0. Sharks ahead of Dawson. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark Football on KACC.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how we teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
Freedom Field, 6:34 to go in the first period. 7-0 is our score. Shadow Creek out on top. They'll kick off from right to left. Burgess Jr. back to return the kick. That opening drive aided by two 15-yard penalties. Late hit out of bounds. Try to set the tone against these Sharks. So Dawson gave it up 30 yards on penalties in that first drive. I'll be fielded at the 10-yard line, up to the 20-yard line. Got a little room right there, up to the 30, and out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Stroman on the return. Well, Dawson will be on their first offensive possession of the second evening.
So this is a good time for Dawson just to come out and continue to run the ball and run your offense and really try to see if you can take up 3 or 4 minutes off that clock and go score a touchdown, tie the game up, and kind of let Shadow Creek know their defense is going to be tired by the time it gets to the fourth quarter.
Johnson at the shotgun. He'll snap, give it up to Stewart up the middle, and then it's a bunch of black shirts right there will push him back. Nothing there. He'll lose a yard or two.
Of course, Byron Roberson right there leading the team in tackles, and he's in on every play.
As we learned last week that Terrence Cooks is committed to UT. He's going to play for the Longhorns next year. Integral part of this defense this year. Johnson in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, look for a receiver over the middle. He throws it deep. He's got a receiver at the 40. He's cleared to the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10 across the field. He's bottled up right there at the 5-yard line. First and goal for the Dawson Eagles.
He didn't take the right route to the end zone there.
He did not, but that was a textbook case of run that inside zone, see if you can get those linebackers to creep up just a little bit. If you can catch 2 of those four linebackers out of position, you've got a deep ball.
It was a great throw by Johnson, though.
Yeah, he was cleared by about 5 yards, and Johnson hit him in stride. Like I said, he kind of took the roundabout way to the end zone, but didn't get there. As the Sharks will be able to hold him up and stop him right there. The next run around the right side to the corner, touchdown. And that is Burgess Jr. around the right side. 6 points for the Eagles.
All right, fellas, we might have a ball game.
Well, they did that about 3 minutes faster than I thought they were going to.
Come on, Tom, get it together.
You know? I think me and their coaching staff didn't think that big pass was going to take them down to the 5-yard line, 4-yard line.
So with 5:09 to go here in the first period, Dawson will kick the extra point. A flag comes down right as they snap the ball.
I think it was a false start on Dawson.
Foul start. Number 84 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still one untied down.
On that one. So they'll reset it here 5 yards back to kick the extra point. 7-6 is our score right now. Shadow Creek out on top.
We've seen how extra points can make a difference.
And they'll kick it, and it is up, and it is good. So with 5:09 to go, we'll take another break. We are tied at 7 in this District 23 6A championship game. You're listening to Shadow Creek Shark Football on KACC.
Even now, while we're distancing, your body needs to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are ready with advanced technology and imaging to deliver custom treatment plans safely. And our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Freedom Field, David Canada along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. Marvin Whitfield doing the stats for us tonight. Jason Nichols back at the studio doing all the producing work for us this entire season. We appreciate his work back there. So 5:09 to go in here in the first. We got a tie score. And Dawson, right after the touchdown for Shadow Creek, came down on a nice long pass play, set them up for a 5-yard run by Burgess Jr. And we have a 7-7 tie here, guys.
Now it's looking to be a solid game here. We'll see what Shadow Creek does whenever they come back out.
Shadow Creek will field the ball at the 8-yard line, up to the 20. Trying to make a move up to the 21-yard line. Not much more than that. Got a good crowd from the Dawson faithful here tonight. You could hear them making a lot of noise across the way. Of course, it's not very far to go from Dawson over here.
Even just watching the players after every play, after every tackle, they are electric, man.
Yeah, they are jazzed up for sure. Maybe a little bit too much in that first drive with those penalties. They'll have to settle down, but they can't really give Shadow Creek extra breaks like that. You know, looking at the tape, you know that they're explosive offense, even if they haven't quite shown it every time this year. So Drones will bring his guys out. He'll take the snap, look to his left, he'll pump fake, roll to his right, out of pressure. He throws it on the run, trying to hit the receiver across the middle, and it's too high.
Yeah, he threw it off his back foot a little bit and tried to cover that up with muscling it with his arm, and ended up overthrowing. And you know the thing with the penalties is that if Shadow Creek skill guys start believing that every time they get hit by somebody there's going to be extracurricular activity after the end of it, they start getting a little hesitant and slowing down something, and they're about to get slung.
They have been literally slung.
And it's a solid mental game if you're willing to give up some yards in the first.
Drones with the shotgun snap, throws up to Kelvin Brown up the middle, and you can hear the Dawson faithful stop right at the line of scrimmage here.
Kolakowski on the tackle again, man, just solid linebacker play.
That'll bring up 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 they'll call it.
I think Dawson has about twice as many fans as Shadow Creek does.
Got a very, very vocal student section right there down the 20-yard line, right where the ball is, and they are certainly letting their guys hear it. 3rd and 10, 4:19 to go here in the first period, tied at 7. Got Armstrong split way wide to the near side here. Drones with the shotgun snap. He'll take a look for a receiver. Nothing there. A lot of pressure up the middle, trying to make it himself. Gets all the way up to the 26-yard line, but short of the first down. And they'll turn it over on downs here.
I think that makes it 4th down. But they will bring the punt team out.
I'll tell you what, that was a heck of an effort by Drones just to get that yardage. I mean, he had to do it all himself there. He drug a couple Dawson defenders with him.
So the punt from their own 10-yard line. Dawson will receive it around the 40. That's where they set up. Low line drive kick. It'll bounce at the 40-yard line and take a stop right there. That's where they'll down it. So Dawson comes out with their 3rd possession of the night. First possession, not too much success, but the second possession, hitting a nice long pass. And we came into tonight thinking we're not going to see the pass very much from Dawson, but I think they caught us off guard and Shadow Creek off guard at the same time.
Yeah, and this is a drive right here where they have a lot of momentum going towards them, so they need to put some points on the board here if they're going to want to beat Shadow Creek tonight.
Johnson sets up in the shotgun. Jaden Stewart just to his left in the backfield. He'll take the snap, hand off to Stewart. Stewart looking for some room. He's got a little bit of room to the right side. He got a couple of blockers, but they'll stop that forward progress right there at the 45-yard line. About a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, he got a little bit of help there from a hold on the play side from the tackle. but it's one of those. He's one of those rare running backs, man, who seems like he can get horizontal and still move up the field. You know, a lot of these high school running backs, whenever they make that jump and they try to move outside, they run straight to the sideline. They end up losing yardage, and he still works his way vertical even as he gains width on players.
Stewart with 575 yards on the year, 12 touchdowns. Also 10 catches for 120. So he's very active, just like Burgess is. They'll take the snap from Johnson. Johnson will give it up to Stewart. Stewart dancing, trying to find some room just past the 45-yard line. Not much there at all. Maybe a 1-yard gain, brings up 3rd down.
And Dawson using that shift, that double, I call it a double motion, that shift offensively to kind of catch Shadow Creek, giving a huge tell on what their coverage is going to be and who's going to be man and who's going to be in zone in the backfield. And that can work to your advantage eventually, and then it really works to your advantage whenever you don't shift in motion because you already know what they're going to be in.
Now Burgess Jr. will check in at running back. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, throw it out into the flat. That's a halfback option pass. He's got him at the 25-yard line, the 10, the 5, touchdown on the trick play from the Dawson Eagles.
Wow, wow. That is Ryan Gio, the junior wide receiver. They motion him out, and they tossed it to him in the screen. Everyone bites on it, and he finds a wide-open receiver for a touchdown. He was able to walk in.
Well, the Dawson Eagles have a little swagger going for them early on in this game, catching the Shadow Creek Shark defense off guard a couple of times here. And now lead 13-7.
They're feeling confident.
And snap, kick is up, and it is good. So with 1:45 to go here in the first period, the Dawson Eagles leading the Shadow Creek Sharks 14-7. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark football on KACC. Freedom Field, David Canada along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. A little bit of a shocker early on. 14-7 is our lead. The Dawson Eagles on top of the Shadow Creek Sharks. And they'll kick off after their second touchdown. A trick play on a halfback option. Wide open receiving downfield. So Shadow Creek low line drive kick bouncing across the turf. A pickup at the 25-yard line. Got a little room up to the 30, up to the 35-yard line before he's brought down at the 37.
So
that's
Lawrence Armstrong.
And you even saw there after he went down, you saw the Dawson players just give a little bit of extracurricular love while he was on the ground. And you just established this physical football game.
And Coach Butler gathers the troops down here at the 30-yard line, giving a little pep talk and said, look, guys, you've really got to get something going here in this drive and kind of stem this momentum that Glenda Dawson, the Eagles, have right now.
Dawson is feeling too good right now.
Take the snap. Drones will give up to Kelvin Brown. Big hole up the middle, up to the 45-yard line before he's brought down right there. Beautiful tackle by Blaze Smith.
Yeah, the safety making a play, and they really caught the linebacker stunning out of position there. That's a good call, and that's something the 3-3 stack doesn't always cover well. Is if you can push one defensive lineman out of an A gap, you can run the ball up the middle just like the 4-3.
The Drones in the shotgun.
I think Drones is going to have to be very efficient this drive.
Hancock comes in motion to the near side. He'll hand off. to Brown again, looking for some room around the corner. He's got the corner, but not much more than that. But enough for the first down. They'll move the chains.
Man, looking down on the field, there's a lot of jawing between the players. I mean, Dawson is just feeling so good. Shadow Creek has got to get that momentum back. They've got to hit him back.
Shadow Creek's built on big plays, man. They're gonna find a big gap and get a big score here. You know, maybe a 30, 40-yard run.
Takes a snap.
Or
Drones
pass.
looking for a receiver out in the flat. He's got a receiver right there. Connects at the 40, down to the 35-yard line. That's Armstrong out in the flat. Excuse me, that's Hancock.
We know what Hancock and Guidry can do. We've seen their gaudy stats for the year.
Now Guidry, a 4.4 40-yard dash. He's going to take that speed to U of H next year.
Hancock has like 25 yards per catch.
Yeah, he's a small guy, but we've seen the speed. I think he might be even faster than Guidry. Roll out to the left, hand back off the grain to Brown, and Brown is just buried. And here's a flag again from the backfield. We'll see what that's about.
Was that Blake Smith on the hit?
It was Blake Smith on that hit.
Him and Brown have been jogging back and forth after every play. And he just comes and levels him when he stood up.
He put a shoulder on a forehead.
Might be offsetting penalties.
It's a hold on this side.
And they are marking it against Shadow Creek, so you're right, Tom. It looks like a hold on that side. And they'll push him back here.
I thought they were going to penalize Smith for that hit.
I thought so too, but it looked like it was the shoulder.
Number 77 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And not a head-to-head contact.
So that'll mark it at 1st and 20 now for the Shadow Creek Sharks, trailing 14-7 early on in this game.
Brown is showing a lot of guts, man. I mean, that's the end of the quarter, I think.
Yeah, that is the end of the quarter. So it's been a little surprising, guys. You know,
To the 25-yard line, north end of the field. Tonight, David Weekly Holmes of Meridiana presents the Shadow Creek High School Student of the Week to Zanaya Zingana. Zanaya, a junior, is a scholar student on the AP Honor Roll and yearbook staff. Last week, she was voted Junior Princess on the Homecoming Court 2020-2021 school year. Community service is her passion, along with dancing, which has propelled her to become a dance teacher, choreographer, head captain, and student director at Design to Dance Studio. After high school, Zanaya plans to attend Prairie View A&M University to major in biology and become an endocrinologist to help others dealing with diabetics like herself. Thank you, Zanaya, for being Sharktastic. We are proud of you. Presenting the board tonight to Zanaya Shadow Creek High School Assistant Principal, Dr. Manisha Rosby, and Turk Inan from David Weekly Holmes. Ladies and gentlemen, please give Zanaya a big round of applause.
We've beaten these other teams. We have to be more creative. We have to be more efficient in the passing game, and we have to get those big plays down the field.
yeah, it's just a measure of respect. You know, they've seen what Shadow Creek has done over the last couple of seasons. Of course, that is 5A Division I. This is 6A. You know, so it's kind of like the new boyfriend in a relationship. They're coming in to take Dawson's title, and they don't like it. They're going to go toe-to-toe with them tonight. Start of the second quarter here. 1st and 20. Drones will look for a receiver. He's got some pressure. He's up, takes it up the middle to himself. Meets about half the Dawson defense right at the 40, but pushes forward almost to the original line of scrimmage.
I'm glad to see him running again, Tom. I mean, like we've talked about, he just had prolonged plays and was waiting for the passing play to develop downfield, but he realizes this is a good Dawson team, and you have to take the yards when you can get them. If they're going to give you 5-6 yards at the middle on first down, you have to go get it.
Yep. So they'll mark the ball back a little bit to the 38-yard line of Dawson. It'll bring up 2nd and 13 as he got 7 on that.
Dawson with a little bit of shift in the package. They've moved Kolakowski down to the line. He's kind of playing whatever they determine is the weak side.
Go empty on the left side. They give up to Kelvin Brown up the middle, and immediately swallowed by the Eagles. Just about a 2-yard game up to the original line of scrimmage.
What I was going to say about Brown before the end of the first quarter was that I'm impressed with the way he's continuing to run the ball because he's a smaller stature guy, and at the end of every play they are just throwing him to the ground like a rag doll, and he gets right back up and runs right up their throat again.
So 3rd and 11 they'll call it here. 10:45 to go here in the first half. 14-7 is our score. Dawson out on top. Drones takes the shotgun, hands it off to Brown. He'll take it himself. He'll roll to his right, plenty of pressure. He'll get the ball off, but incomplete. As another great defensive play by this Dawson Eagle defense, putting the pressure on Drones.
Drones look a little shaken up, and Kolakowski was standing over him, and the referee said, "Get back, son."
Yeah, he's got one of the trainers with him now. He's going to go sit down for a little bit here.
I hope he's all right.
Looks like he's kind of favoring one shoulder there. We'll see if he can stretch it out. He'll work with the trainer here. But 10:31 to go here in the first period, or first half. And Shadow Creek will punt the ball away again. It's rolling. They'll pin it right there at the 1-yard line. Great roll for the Shadow Creek Sharks. And they'll pin the Dawson Eagles down at the 1.
Yeah, that was a great punt by Matt Allison and a good job by the coverage team to get down there and down it. You could tell the Dawson returners wanted no part of touching that one.
So both the offense for Shadow Creek and the defense have to step up here.
The defense can get a safety or a defensive touchdown or a stop here. You know, it can be huge for this game.
The ball is just nosing the 1-yard line, so technically about the half-yard line. Johnson will take the snap, give it up straight up the middle to Burgess. Burgess pushes forward for maybe 2 yards, up to about the 3-yard line.
It's kind of a tough call here. I know your temptation is to just try to run the ball out of here, but I always think whenever you have this inside zone RPO thing, your weakest spot running the ball is out of your own end zone because so much of it's decision making.
He'll take the snap, hand off again. Around the left side. Again, Burgess, he breaks free at the 10. He'll get the first down and a little bit more.
Unless your running back is Mr. Burgess Jr. and he just makes people miss.
Gave him some breathing room there, but I know what you're saying, but I don't think you want to take a sack there. You at least want to give yourself 5-6 yards away from that end zone before you try to throw the ball, I think.
So a fresh set of downs for Dawson. 1st and 10 from their only 16, leading this game 14-7. 9:45 to go here in the first half. Johnson from the shotgun. A couple players in motion. He'll take the snap. Hand off again for Burgess to the right side, and he's stacked up and packed up and pushed back.
I think Shadow Creek is figuring out that when they motion 9 and 24 over to one side, they're going to run that way, and they just filled the gap there.
Shadow Creek's linebackers kind of on their toes coming downhill on that play. So Dawson's going to come back with something special.
2nd 10 on their own 16-yard line, trying to get out of the end zone, shadow of the end zone here. Shark defense under a little pressure here, trailing 14-7. Johnson will take the shotgun. He'll throw it deep to the right side. He's got a receiver there, just tripped up, and the flags come down.
Oof.
Looked like incidental contact, but the flags will come down, and undoubtedly that will be pass interference.
That's a big break for Dawson. I don't know that was intentional or anything of that sort, but that is a big break for Dawson.
To Jalen Emery on the coverage.
Defensive pass interference. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, an automatic.
I was hoping
down.
they might show it again on the screen, but I honestly think their feet got tripped up with one another.
That's what I was thinking, Evan, too. That looked that way to me as well. But they move it a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Or from the line of scrimmage, excuse me. So they'll mark it at the 31-yard line.
We've seen Jalen Emery in past weeks, and he's been a very good corner for Shadow Creek. Made some big plays.
So on the penalty, a fresh set of downs for Dawson. 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. Johnson from the shotgun. 9 and 24 again in motion. Let's see if they run to the right side again. And they do with Burgess Jr., and he's buried right there. The Shadow Creek Sharks sniffed it out that time.
Roberson is too good of a linebacker, and I'm telling you, they motion. It's Hayden Curry and Zach Ernest, and they motion them, and they run that way every time. If I figured it out, I'm sure the defense has too.
You figured it out, my man. That brings up 2nd and 15 now.
Tom, you talked about these guys. You got D1 linebackers out there. They know what's going on.
Establish habits so you can break them.
Burgess will go in motion far side. He'll hand off to Smith. Smith up the middle, up to the 30-yard line, almost to the original line of scrimmage. Give me Stewart, yeah.
They were a pretty good two-headed monster at running back between Stewart and Burgess.
Of course, you got Real Hampton, too, with 336 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year as well.
I wonder how many of those yards came in, with the second unit in.
And Hampton also has a kickoff return for a touchdown this year as well. So Johnson in the shotgun. He'll roll to his right. Straight back, he's looking for a receiver downfield. He's going to take it himself. Up past the 30 to the 35, out of bounds around the 37-yard line. Colin Johnson on the keeper.
Terrence Cooks laid one of the coaches out there.
It's going to make it, 4th and 4?
Yeah, so going to call it for at least officially 4th and 3 on the board.
Go ahead and punt that.
So it looks like they're bringing in their punt team.
I'd watch for a fake punt here, Tom. They're feeling good. They have a lot of momentum on their side that they feel like they can play with Shadow Creek. If they're able to score and go up 21-7, I think they feel really good about this game.
You got 2 receivers split out to the right side, looking like they want to at least give that impression. Nice high snap, and will kick it off. Nice deep long kick all the way down to the 20-yard line. Be fielded on a fair catch right there. So it's 7:20 to go here in the first half. The Sharks will get the ball back, trailing 14-7.
And we'll see what Shadow Creek does here. I imagine, you got 7 minutes going into the half. You want to take up as much of that as you can. Come back in and see if I can gouge those linebackers and catch them out of position one more time. I know they were running Kolakowski down on the line, but it looks like he's back at the linebacker position running the true 3-3.
So Drones will bring his guys out from the 21-yard line. That's where they'll operate. He'll take the snap, look for a receiver. He's under pressure. He throws the ball up in the air and out of bounds just to get rid of it. Well, that was really close to.
That time they walked Whitfield and Kolakowski out from the 3-3 stack to outside rushers. And they ended up sending 5. They sent 5 in weird directions, and Shadow Creek's offensive line couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, Drones trying to get rid of the ball. He was not out of the tackle box, but I guess they deemed a receiver in the area, so they'll get the downs back. He'll throw it to his right side. He's got Hancock right there up to the 30-yard line, close to the first down.
I think it was on that last play where Drones threw it away, but he had Hancock with nobody on him. The safety was shading him, but he was nowhere near him. I mean, if he would have been able to find him, that could have been a big play.
So 3rd and 1.
Go ahead and run that, what Shadow Creek calls scuba.
Drones in the shotgun. Trips to the left side. He'll take it himself straight up the middle. I don't think he got it. Boy, the Dawson Eagles clamped down on him and pushed him back. It depends on the spot, but I don't think he got there.
I don't think they pulled the guard, but they certainly were aiming for that kind of inside trap block. And it was not there.
It'll be a yard shy of the first down marker.
They're in a punt. I'm a little surprised by that. I know, you're back on your own 30, but.
They do get the ball coming out of the second half first as they deferred the opening kickoff. They'll be punting into a little bit of a wind, maybe a slight 5-6 mile an hour breeze here. Kind of a high kick. It'll land right about the 30 or 42-yard line like a 9-iron. It'll spin back a little bit. They'll mark it around the 43. Great field position for Dawson, leading this game 14-7.
Another good opportunity for Dawson to try to put some separation in between them, even if it's just a field goal, Make it a 2-score game would be big.
Yeah, I think the defense has to really stand up here, get the ball back to the offense, and ideally score before the half is over. Getting that ball back first in the second half is going to be critical right here for the Sharks. I'll take the snap. Johnson to the rolling to the right side. He's under pressure. He's going to throw it out of bounds to save it down here.
That's a good call. I think they were looking for a good one-on-one matchup, and Shadow Creek only sent one linebacker, ended up getting free on time.
But when Roberson went after him, he closed the gap quick, and Johnson said, I got to get rid of this football.
That's the second or third time you've seen him kind of immediately roll out and get width. And he doesn't have the tallest offensive line in the world. So there's a strategy here trying to stay away from those Shadow Creek defensive linemen.
You're right. It looks like Johnson's actually taller than most of his linemen.
I think he's tall enough for all. He's very tall looking at him.
Johnson will take the snap, give over around the right side. That is Stewart again. And he's pushed back. Not much there. No gain at all.
Yeah, Stewart wanted to make that cutback and just second-guessed himself and ended up trying to push outside again. He's had some success this half doing it, just this time it wasn't there.
Bring up third down for the Dawson Eagles. Third and 10.
And the big thing about rolling out, it can be really effective for your quarterback, but it does close off half the field. He can't throw back to the other side, and so Shadow Creek only has to cover one half of the field whenever he rolls out.
From the right hash marks. Johnson in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, looking to throw the ball. A little bit of pressure. He's got a receiver downfield. He overthrows him. And here comes a flag again.
On Jalen Emery again, and that's another instance where they're just tripping over each other's feet. He's right there on him.
I didn't see any contact whatsoever.
It kind of looked like Emery was taking him to the prom.
Escort.
Defensive pass interference, number 7 on the defense.
He was step for step with
penalty for the
Guilo, who threw that touchdown pass earlier.
And on top of that, the ball was well overthrown by about 5 or 6 yards.
I almost thought they wouldn't throw the penalty just because of that.
So you hear a lot of excitement from the Dawson side, a lot of groaning from the Shadow Creek side on that call. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
I don't know.
Well, it's 1st and 10. Okay, 1st and 10. So the scoreboard said 3rd and 10. Burgess up the middle, about a 4-yard gain, down to about the 40 or 36-yard line.
Dawson taking their sweet time getting the play call in.
It's like they're almost in clock kill mode already. 4:55 to go here in the first half.
It's like they read a textbook on how to beat Shadow Creek.
From the shotgun, Johnson will take the snap, give up the middle to Stewart. Stewart punches out there at the 30-yard line, finds an open space all the way down to about the 24. A first down for Dawson.
Stewart that time chose to follow his instinct and actually make the cutback.
There was nobody over there. DeJuan Lewis had to, backpedal and turn on the jets just to catch up with him. It's a good job by your cousin.
Well, it's a tough time right here for the Shadow Creek defense. We've got to buck up and stop this Eagle drive here with 4:39 to go here in the first half, trailing 14-7.
Always proud of my cousins.
Johnson with the shotgun. He'll flip the balls down the left side. He's got a receiver up to 20. He's decked right there. Number 16, Ashton Stewart for Dawson was stopped on a dime.
Dawson going ahead and proving the old adage that if you're faster than the other team and you don't want to beat them by a whole lot, go ahead and run bubble screens.
It's an interesting concept there.
It is. If you're a lot faster than them and you don't like scoring touchdowns, run a bunch of bubble screens.
2nd and 5 from the shotgun. Johnson will take the snap. He'll hand up straight up the middle. Stewart again, keeping the wheels turning, breaking tackles. Another one all the way up to the 18-yard line. Short of the first down marker.
Hoping he could make that cutback, and a great defensive play.
About a 3 or 4 yard gain, and he broke about 6 tackles along the way.
That was Jalen Lane making the tackle on both of the last 2 plays. Some big plays there.
So a big 3rd and 2 now for the Shadow Creek defense.
Go to the air.
Ball on the 16-yard line.
Hit the slot.
Johnson takes the snap. Hands off to Burgess. Burgess buried right there. Close to the first down marker, maybe a gain of 1.
They ran behind number 9 again.
Yeah. They've got Stroman open. They're playing, Shadow Creek's playing really soft coverage on Stroman, the slot receiver for Dawson.
So they'll take a timeout, it looks like. 4th and 1 with 3:01 to go here in the first half. Shadow Creek trailing 14-7.
You know,
At our new South Fork Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, we're going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our salespeople work for you, not commission, so that's why we have lower prices and a better experience.
You can find out the price of any vehicle by calling 1-800-LOW-PRICE.
And we'll give you a warranty for as long as you own your newer pre-owned vehicle with South Fork's lifetime warranty.
Expect to get more at South Fork Dodge on Highway 288, just minutes south of the Beltway.
Call 1-800-LOW-PRICE, SouthForkDodge.com.
For Dawson, leading 14-7 with 3:01 to go. A field goal will give them a 10-point lead. Well, if they can punch it through and get some more points on the board besides a field goal, that would really put Shadow Creek in a bind here.
I think if it's not 4th and 1, if it's maybe 4th and 5, you know, you maybe try to kick the field goal. But
they'll go for a little wildcat action. The Stewart going to take the direct snap, and he's going to get there for the first down.
He's a tough running back. He runs hard, and he makes people miss. He makes guys, you know, he breaks tackles.
So that was a big play for Dawson to get that first down. Now fresh set of downs. Not a 1st and goal. The ball's on the 11, so they can still get another first down here just inside the 1-yard line.
That's a good feeling and also really a terrible feeling because you've only got a yard between the two. It's going to get really hard to get a first down whenever you got 3rd and 1.
They're going to roll a couple of players in motion to the left side then this time, and they'll roll and run to the left. That's Stewart again. Pushing forward, about a 3-yard gain.
And if they can go up 21-7 and leave Shadow Creek no time before the half, that is a backbreaker.
It's a book on how to beat Shadow Creek.
Well, we were just talking before the game started how Shadow Creek in their brief history have been able to come back against some really tough teams like Foster several times in the last couple of years. They've shown that ability to really have that offense to come back from almost any deficit. Looks like they're going to be tested here tonight, down 14-7, and Dawson looking to add more points to that. 2nd and 5. Johnson in the shotgun. He'll give off to Burgess. Burgess, a big hole to the right side. He'll walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Dawson.
Yeah, he took that handoff, went right off the right edge, and there was nobody there. It was just nothing but green grass.
So the gamble on the 4th down. They punch it through, and then they score 2 plays later to make the score 20-7 here.
Tom, if you get the ball back in your Shadow Creek down 14 with a minute and a half left, are you trying to score? Or
yeah, let's go ahead and score. We got 3 timeouts, a minute and a half. I know I'm capable of a big play.
Line out for the extra point. They'll kick it, and it is good. So with 1:34 to go in this first half, Dawson 21, Shadow Creek 7. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark Football on KACC.
Joe's Barbecue has proudly served the Alvin and Manville area great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin, stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's Press Box food sponsor.
Set to kick off the Dawson Cheerleader defense. Down.
During the return, blocking the back, number 25 on the return team. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and first down.
And their offense out, trailing 21-7 with 1:24 to work with here in the first half, and all 3 timeouts as well. Now remember, they do get the ball back first in the second half. So if they can get some points, even 3 points on the board here, that would be very beneficial for them in the second half coming up. So Drones comes out in the shotgun. He's got twins to the left side. He'll hand off to Brown. Brown around the right side looking for some room. Second, he's just torn down right there. A bunch of Eagles just slinging him to the ground. He's going to lose about 2.
And, man, when you talk about swarming to the football, Dawson, it's not just that they're all going to the football. It is that they are all going to the football at the full tilt speed, running as hard as they can. You can tell these guys enjoy contact and want to establish dominance, man.
And we saw Pearland do that to Brown last week, and Brown finally broke free in the second half with a couple of nice runs. 49 seconds and counting for Shadow Creek. They'll hand off again to Brown, left side. Looks like they just want to go into halftime here. He's going to break free to about the 30-yard line, about a 5-yard gain.
I'm surprised by this, Tom. I was with you. I thought you had to try to go score some points.
Well, I think if they would not have gotten that penalty on the return up to the 40-yard line on the other side, they may have been attempting a couple of longer passes, but since they got pushed back, decided maybe to regroup here.
If you want to watch a trench battle, you need to watch Ledbetter and Scott, the center and nose guard, going right now, man. These are 2 strong human beings going to war.
And Shadow Creek is just going to let the clock run out. So we'll go to halftime. Dawson ahead of Shadow Creek 21-7 here at Freedom Field. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark football on KACC.
Halftime.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how we teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming the dazzling gems of Shadow Creek, the award-winning Sapphires dance team. The 2020-2021 Sapphire dance officers are Lieutenant Aliana Ocampo, Lieutenant Elisa Eli, Lieutenant Trinity Graves, Lieutenant Colonel Naomi Orion, Lieutenant Colonel Blake Holmes, and Colonel Lisa Paula Sky. Sapphire social officers are historian Michelle Caldwell, Vice President Mega Rashid, President Mia Robinson. Our dancer of the week is Aliana Ocampo. Our leader of the week is Mega Rashid. And our spirit girl of the week is Kylie White. And now, the Sapphires will entertain you with their dynamic palm routine to mic drop. Prepare to be dazzled as the Sapphires illuminate the field. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet for your Shadow Creek Sapphires. The Sapphires are under the direction of Dominic Baxter and Peyton Peterson. And now, join us in welcoming the award-winning Shadow Creek High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of drum majors Jahan Ozoa and Jessica South. The Shadow Creek High School Band is proud to present Land of 1,000 Dances. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy our performance of Land of 1,000 Dances. Let's hear it one more time for the Shadow Creek Band. The band is under the direction of Josh Mooney, Diana Garcia, Fred Patrick, Cody Holmes, and Devin Greenwood. The Shadow Creek Band is a 2-time Area Marching Contest finalist, a 2-time State Honor Band finalist, and a 3-time State Color Guard finalist. The band would like to wish the entire Shadow Creek community a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Sharks!
Few scores around the Houston area tonight. Number 10, Katy Tigers up 56-0 over Gordon Ranch. 6:31 to go in the third quarter. South Houston leads Channelview 16-7 near halftime. Dickinson at halftime leads Clear Lake 21-0. Clear Springs leads Clearbrook 14-6 at halftime. Friendswood and Ball are tied at 28. 2 minutes ago in the second quarter. Goose Creek Memorial leads LaPorte 21-7. Pearland leads Alvin 41-0 at halftime. Break Richland up 21-0, 27-0 over Cypress Falls. Another district score, Straight Jesuit defeated the Elsick Rams 37-0 yesterday.
of 6 feet must be maintained between groups and individuals. Please remember to play it safe.
Referee, second half mic check. Referee, second half mic check. Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes.
One to watch up front.
If Dawson keeps that energy, though, in the second half like they did in the first, Shadow Creek has their work cut out for them.
Dawson kicking off right to left in front of us here. And we are underway in the second half. A squib kick all the way down. We fielded around the 25-yard line and picked up around the left side looking for room and decked right there at about the 26-yard line. That's where Shadow Creek will take over here.
Look, man, Dawson is jumping around, sprinting off the field. Shadow Creek is walking. They've got to get the energy up. They've got to match the intensity.
But it's not far from the MO from the Shadow Creek Sharks. They stay cool under pressure. We've seen them in the past being down by more than this and still maintaining that kind of cool under pressure, laid back attitude. And you know, they've got the horses and they know they've got the talent to do it. So Drones from the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Kelvon Brown left side. He's got a hole. He's going to make the corner, and he's drugged down right there, right at the line of scrimmage by Blake Smith.
That's about the 4th or 5th time Blake Smith has drugged Kelvon Brown down.
And Blake Smith with a great open field tackle, man. You have to be just incredibly impressed with the linebacker and safety play. Because Blake Smith, I mean, he's lining up at the 10 or 12 yards off the line of scrimmage. He's still coming downhill, making plays on those inside zones.
Shotgun snap, flipped out. This time in the flat. Looks like it's incomplete. Trying to hit Pascal down the line. Bring up 3rd and 7 now.
You know, I think Shadow Creek's got a jet combo open down here at the bottom side of the field.
Great crowd from Dawson.
I just don't think it gets you a first down here, but it's there whenever you're back to second and 7 or so, 1st and 10.
From the shotgun, Drones calls for the snap. He's looking up the middle. He's pressured, trying to get out of it. He flips the ball out to the flat. He's got a receiver down to 40, up to the 50-yard line, kick way out of bounds. The flags have got to be coming in on that one.
They are not.
Okay, first of all, what a play by Kyron Drones. I mean, he stumbles out of the box. He managed to just drift the ball over the defender. But yeah, I thought Jonah Lede was going to get tapped for a penalty there.
Well, he pushed Kelvin Brown almost to the bench, 5 yards off. He definitely hit out of bounds on the replay and pushed him about 5 yards into the row of players.
Yeah, that's a big hit to deliver to someone already out of bounds.
Either way, the short gain by Brown on that play. They'll call it 2nd and 10. The crowd's still abuzz over the last play. 10:39 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dawson leading 21-7. Shadow Creek on the march here. Drones looking for a receiver. He's throwing it deep. He's got a receiver. That's Armstrong out there at the 15-yard line. He goes up and pulls it down.
Yeah, that ball was a little underthrown. Armstrong had to come back for it. But, I mean, what a great catch by him and a nice adjustment.
There were 2 Dawson safeties there, and they both actually went for the ball and made pretty good plays. Just what a catch, man.
Armstrong almost looked like DeAndre Hopkins going up and getting that between a couple of defenders.
I mean, if he throws that ball, you know, and hits Armstrong in stride, that's, of course, a touchdown. But
so 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. They'll call it. Drones looking for a receiver again. He's got Armstrong in the corner, and it falls incomplete.
Blake Smith. I'm impressed with Blake Smith tonight. I mean, he's been all over the place.
No, and Dawson's been pretty comfortable running this kind of man-man looks and letting their safeties come up the field and make tackles. And Shadow Creek finally kind of taking advantage of those man matchups.
They'll bring up.
Kyron Drones trying to just get the ball out there and let your athletes be athletes and make big plays.
I think the key is protecting him long enough to let him throw the ball.
They'll bring Pascal in motion, left to right. He's going to block for Brown around the left side, looking for room. Got about 2 yards and pushed straight back. Again, that Dawson defense mucking up and stopping Brown.
And really, really great play from the defensive end there. It looked like number 50. Oh, no, that was the nose guard. It was Ledbetter. Because you saw them get lots of penetration and immediately get flat on the inside zone. And even backside guys were there to make the stop. Now it's 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, trips to the right side. He'll take the snap, throwing it out in the flat. It's got Kelvin Brown. He drops the ball. He had Kelvin Brown on a wheel route around the 10-yard line. The ball went through his hands.
Ball's just a little behind him, it looked like.
He kind of had to turn his body, and it looks like the ball hit him in the face mask a little bit, though.
Certainly a play he could have made, but... And that's one thing, you know, Kyron Drones, you feel like things he can work on. You know, some ball placement stuff that he's going to mature, and certainly decision making. But I think it was a good call. He had the man open.
Shadow Creek decides to go for the field goal here. It looks to be about a 33-yard attempt. Flags come up immediately as the ball is snapped. The kick was wide right.
Might be good that they had a penalty.
Yep. 2 flags on the play, and they came out right at
False
the
start.
snap.
Number 53 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
False start on the
Still
offense,
fourth
so they're
down.
going to bring them back 5 yards. That'll make it about a 38-yard attempt.
Yeah, but he missed it anyway, so this it's a little farther, but I think he can make it, obviously. It may be a good thing, a blessing in disguise.
We had wind in the first half, but the wind is null and void now. Kicking from the left hash mark. Snap, here's the kick. It's up, and it's going to be short. Looked like it had the accuracy, but not enough distance as Shadow Creek comes up empty on their first drive.
That's a tough end of a drive for Shadow Creek there. You know, you hope to come out and establish some points and make it a 1-score game or make it a 2-score game. Just come out and get yourself in double digits. And now Dawson, what they really need to do here is just eat up this third quarter, running the ball, run that inside zone, just establish, hey, this, you know how it was in the first half, men? Well, it's going to be like that in the second half, too.
Here they come. Colin Jackson going to take a snap, throw it out in the flat. Got a receiver there, but pushed back. Not much of a gain at all.
Yeah, Raynard Allen out there just couldn't hold the block just long enough. It was a long throw from the opposite hash for that bubble screen. And it was kind of interesting because they ended up pulling both guards. It was like a Lombardi sweep with a bubble screen. It was kind of beautiful. And they're just trying to shoot the alley, run the alley, which is an inside joke about Vince Lombardi.
Well, Cullen Morrell, they have him listed as a wide receiver, but he's out there playing DB on that play, and he made a good job to get off the block.
Johnson with the snap. He fakes the throw, looking for a receiver. He dumps it off into the Shadow Creek bench.
3rd and 10. Shadow Creek has got to get a stop here. You cannot give up a first down on this play.
Yeah, Dawson coming out and putting the ball in the air twice, and now all of a sudden you're sitting at 3rd and 10. Hard to imagine offensively you went in there at halftime thinking, hey, we need to change up what we're doing. Let's run out. Let's come out and throw a bubble screen.
They say you try to stay ahead of the sticks, you know, but I don't know, man. I agree with you.
So 3rd down and 10. Big set of downs here for the Shadow Creek defense. Johnson on the snap. He's got a receiver and connected at the 30-yard line, but it looks short of the first down.
It is short. He's about a yard short. Just go ahead and punt it here. Give Shadow Creek back the ball. You should feel a little bit more confident about your offense.
That's one of the things that's got to drive coaches wild. If you got 10 yards to gain and you run a 9-yard route.
Man, they only took off about 15 seconds off the clock. That's not what they wanted.
It is not, but I wonder if they were probably playing. They probably out-chessed themselves a little bit where they thought Shadow Creek was really going to commit to that inside run defense.
So they'll punt from their own 16-yard line. High snap. Well, they blew the whistle, and then luckily for Dawson, that was a high snap, went over the head of the punter.
Delay of game. Number 3 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Well, 4th and 6. I doubt they go for it now.
Well, you know their punter has a leg, man. He can boot that ball and probably get him down. He could probably pin him about the 40, the opposite side.
His first punt wasn't very good, but it was high. That thing came up like by us, but his second punt was really nice.
C.J. Goodry back at his own 38-yard line to field the punt. Really love to get him free here. Use his speed. Another high flip back to the punter. He'll get it off. A low line driver, bounce at the 48 and stay right there at the 49-yard line. And that's where the Sharks will get the ball back here.
All right, guys, you got the ball on the opponent's side of the field. You got to score some points here.
Still early in the game. 7:37 left in the 3rd period. Down by 14. Dawson leading 21-7.
If you got your magic play, you need to steal momentum off of Dawson right now. Now that you forced Dawson to go 3 and out, you've got a chance here. You missed a field goal, but they went 3 and out. You've got an opportunity here to steal momentum back and really get your sideline moving and get guys into that zone, right? Get them, and that's what all momentum is making guys feel confident and be in the zone. And so if you've got a double reverse, you've got your touchdown play. Let's call it now. Go score some points and steal momentum back.
Drones from the shotgun. He'll hand off. He'll fake the handoff to Isaiah Harper. He'll roll to his right, looking for a receiver downfield, directing traffic, and finally tries to throw the ball as he goes out of bounds. That's probably going to be out of bounds on Drones. I don't think he got the ball off quickly enough.
Yeah, and he kind of escaped to the outside a little too early, I felt like. I mean, he had some pressure, but he didn't come up into the pocket and move out of it. He came wide and really closed off that side of the field again. You watch the Dawson safeties just move over because they know he's not throwing back across from numbers to numbers. And if he does, we're going to get under the ball.
Got Palamo and Isaiah Harper in the backfield. Drones looking for the play from the sidelines. 6:48 to go here in the third period. Dawson leading 21-7. Drones takes a shotgun, gives up to Harper, trying to work his way up the middle and just get about a 2-yard gain, maybe a 1-yard gain, and push back. Not much running up the middle tonight for the Sharks.
That was a senior Anthony Knox. He just wrapped up Harper and suplexed him backwards.
Brings up 3rd and long. 3rd and 15, they'll call it. Shadow Creek push back now to their own 46-yard line. Started this drive on the Dawson 49. 3rd and 15. Drones looking for the play.
If you got a 15-yard play, this is where you call it.
He'll take the shotgun snap. Looking for a receiver. He throws it down deep to the right side, looking for Gidry. Gidry way out of bounds. Trying to track that ball, and it falls incomplete.
And Shadow Creek kind of going back after that one-on-one matchup, but ball was just a little bit wide. I think their play calling doesn't seem real tight right now. It feels like they're a little bit blind man shooting in the dark, reaching it, making reaches, trying to figure out what's going to stick because they went after that man-on-man stuff and they were really successful. And then Dawson made some good zone adjustments.
So now they're forced to punt again here from their own 30-yard line. Low line drive kick. It'll bounce around the 30 and roll and roll. Nice Shadow Creek roll all the way down to about the 12-yard line. That's where Dawson will take over right there.
That ball almost hit a Dawson defender.
Yeah, it got really close. Falling down into a group of players there.
That's one of those things that can be a huge, momentum shift. You can get the ball off of technically a muffed punt, but it's not anyone's fault. You're running downfield, you get hit in the back with a ball from your own punter.
So Colin Johnson will bring his Dawson Eagles out, starting on their own 12-yard line with his next set of offensive possession here, leading 21-7. Jaden Stewart in the backfield with him. He's got trips to the right side. He'll hand off to Stewart. He's decked right there and pushed back. The Sharks defense taking a bite out of Stewart there.
Big Ryan Williams there, 6'5", 270, and he just ate him up.
So it'll be 2nd and 13 now. So the referee's going to call timeout here.
I think they were trying to get the ball positioned right and get the clock stopped since it's still running.
They're whistling back and forth at each other.
Please,
it's like birds
please
talking.
reset the game clock to 5:10. The 25-second clock should be hot. 25 seconds
of, like,
on
the
the
crossing guards
25-second
when
clock.
they try to whistle at you in like different patterns to get you to pay more attention to them.
It's like at the airport. They whistle and point at you.
So Johnson from the shotgun. He'll take a high snap, fake the handoff, roll to his right, looking for a receiver. He'll throw it out of bounds. And I don't think he had a receiver over there, but
you call it a high snap. I call it a bullet to the forehead, man.
That was about where the ball was headed.
It's graphic time.
Well,
so you hear they announced 3rd and 13 now for Dawson, operating from their own 9-yard line now.
Go
Shadow
after
Creek,
him.
another great opportunity for the Shadow Creek defense to pin their ears back and try to get turnover on downs here to get the ball back. Johnson with a shotgun snap. He'll hand off to Burgess around the right side. He's going to get about 3 or 4 yards, but not much more than that. Maybe that was Stewart. So that's going to bring up 4th and 9, they'll call it, from their own 14-yard line. Dawson, for the second straight possession here in the second half, forced to punt the ball away.
Dawson's still feeling out what Shadow Creek's doing defensively.
C.J. Guidry to field the punt around the 45-yard line. Punting from their own end zone, right on the goal line. High snap, he's got to bring it down. He gets it down, almost got blocked. It'll roll to right past Guidry, all the way down to the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Looked like Guidry was thinking about grabbing that on the bounce, but thought better of it.
Wow, what a roll for Dawson. That ball rolled about 20 yards after it bounced.
Yeah, it bounced around the 50 and rolled all the way to the 35, so 15, 16 yards, you're right. So with 4:04 left here in the third period, still trailing by 14.
I think they're going to say a Dawson player touched the ball around the 45. I think it bounced off of him. I thought that as it happened, I wasn't sure, but I think that's what they're calling here.
First touch by the kicking team. Spot.
I just talked about that. You get hit in the back from a punt from your own punter.
So they're going to spot the ball here on the 44-yard line of Dawson. That's where Shadow Creek could take over. Drones with the shotgun snap, looking for a receiver downfield, whipping it deep. He's got a receiver, and it's incomplete. Tried to hit Hancock or Guidry over the middle.
That's Jonah Leday, the safety who put that big hit on Kelvin Brown earlier. I think he ended up hitting Blake Smith real hard, and he's a little shaken up.
He got the wind knocked out of him, it looks like. Which now you know you've got a Shadow Creek. You watch that happen. Now you know there's a number 2 out there in the safety position. Let's go ahead and go back after it.
He's coming in late to the huddle. Take a shot at him.
Drones from the shotgun. Kelvin Brown, that's Isaiah Harper. He'll get the call over the right side and push back as the Eagles defense again. Nothing there. Trying to hit the corner. The Eagles push him back.
Kolakowski. Man.
He's been impressive tonight.
He's a good football player, man. They use him in a variety of ways. You've seen him kind of walk down to that outside. You've seen him play, a true middle linebacker look. You've seen him stunt from that middle linebacker look to an outside C rusher.
So 3rd down and 10. Drones from the shotgun. Looking for a receiver downfield. Under pressure. He's going to run out of there. Up to the 40, the 30. He's on a roll down to the 25-yard line. First down for Shadow Creek.
And there's the Kyron Drones you expect to see more and more this season as it wears on. A guy who can go ahead and get you 15 yards with his legs once he sees the gap.
We need him to do that if we want Shadow Creek to win. He's got to make that decision. He's getting a little bit more time than he did in the first half to throw, but he's got to take off and run when he has to.
Fresh set of downs for the Sharks. He'll call for the snap. Looking to his left side. He's got a receiver in the flat, Isaiah Harper, and it goes through his hands. Ball was thrown just a little bit high for Harper to pull down.
Drones has been high all day, but he's also been high all day throwing into coverage. These outside linebackers, especially this kind of rover position they've got. I think they've got Carter Ostrom on this kind of rover outside backer look out of the 3-3, and he's made some great coverage on those little bubble screens whenever Shadow Creek's tried to do them. And he's had great pursuit angles even whenever they do complete the pass.
Trips to the left side. Drones takes the snap. Hands off. Fakes the handoff. He'll roll to his right, looking for a receiver. Throws down deep. He's got a receiver there. Double cover, and the flag comes out. Right at the 1-yard line, the flag comes out.
Man, C.J. Guidry was all alone on that left side. They did not have anyone covering him. He could have walked in for a touchdown. I was hoping he hit him.
Looks like it's going to be pass interference on Dawson. We should put the ball on the 10.
2 flags out, one at the 19 and one at the 1-yard line.
Offsetting penalties, illegal man downfield.
They're marking
ineligible downfield, number 56 on the offense. Defensive pass interference, number 4. Those penalties are going to offset. Going to replay.
You're right.
Second down.
Second.
finally got a good call on a pass interference for the Sharks, and they commit a penalty of their own. So 2nd and 10.
That's part of this kind of RPO look is your offensive line. They generally are just running their inside zone. They're usually running stretcher zone blocking schemes, and sometimes guys get downfield before the ball gets out.
The Sharks go empty here. Trips to the left, twins to the right side.
Especially if they know they have to get onto a linebacker before he makes some monstrous play in the backfield. Still having clock issues.
A lot of clock issues tonight.
Aldo put the ball in play here. Drones from the shotgun. Looking downfield, nothing there, and he gets pulled down from behind, a sack. He may have gotten to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it.
So Cameron Whitfield, we've called his name half the night, man. He was a monster. He just came off the ball immediately. It looked like Zach Reimer had him, and he blocked him really well and kind of moved him around the pocket. You just can't expect him to block that linebacker or really defensive end at this case. You can't expect him to block that guy that long.
The Eagles are doing a great job covering downfield. Drones trying to find a receiver. Had to bail out that time. 3rd and 10 now. Just 2 minutes left here in the 3rd period. Drones looking for a receiver again. Throwing deep to the corner of the end zone. He's got a receiver right there. Touchdown, Sharks! C.J. Guidry.
It was a little post route. He had a bit of an opening. The defender came over and he booked it back to the goalpost.
But that's still something we talk about with Kyron Drones is this almost hesitation because he had him open much earlier. Even if it was supposed to be a corner route there, he had him open. Instead of getting that ball out quickly and getting it to his receiver, he waited until that guy was in coverage.
The extra point kick is up, and it is good. And with 1:57 to go here in the 3rd period, the Shadow Creek Sharks cut that lead to 7. 21-14 Dawson. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark football on KACC.
At our new South Fork Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, we're going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our salespeople work for you, not commission, so that's why we have lower prices and a better experience.
You can find out the price of any vehicle by calling 1-800-LOW-PRICE.
And we'll give you a warranty for as long as you own your newer pre-owned vehicle with South Fork's lifetime warranty.
Expect to get more at South Fork Dodge on Highway 288, just minutes south of the Beltway.
Call 1-800-LOW-PRICE, SouthForkDodge.com.
Field, David Canada along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. Shadow Creek has pulled a little closer now, 21-14 with 1:57 to go here in the 3rd period.
I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic catch by C.J. Guidry on that jump ball.
Now we feel the tension kind of building here as we approach the 4th quarter, just a 7-point difference. Shadow Creek will kick off left to right. Kind of a short kick. He'll bounce at the 20 with a little backspin. And he's pulled down right there. The ball is free. The ball is free. Shadow Creek looks like they jumped on top of it. We'll see what the referees say. Dawson say they've got it. But I see a lot of black shirts around it for sure. It looks like Dawson got back on top of that.
What a play by the Shadow Creek guy to come in and hit him from the side, strip it out.
Well, you can see that was difficult to cover because the ball had a lot of backspin and a lot of flip to it.
He muffed it originally. He finally got it secured just a little bit, and then he gets hit by the Shadow Creek defender who pops it out. It was a great play.
So Dawson will start their next possession here on the 15-yard line. Colin Johnson at the quarterback position. In the shotgun, he'll take the snap, give up to Stewart. Stewart reversing his trace right there at the line of scrimmage and push down. Not much place to go at all, maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain.
DeJuan Lewis there playing some solid linebacking where he played back, he waited for the cutback, and he was there to make a big play.
That was a Lewis play.
That was You know, it was.
So 2nd and 8 here. Just under a minute and counting left in the 3rd period.
You know, Tom, if I'm Shadow Creek, I'm amping up the pressure. I am getting after them. I am run blitzing. I am going all after Colin Johnson because they've made them pay with some big passing plays where, you know, the DBs were slipping a little bit, but Johnson has looked a little uncomfortable when pressured.
Whenever linebackers aren't floating over the top too fast.
From the shotgun, Johnson will take the snap. Tries to give up to the receiver, and Shadow Creek has the ball. The Sharks get the ball back. Tried to hand off to Ashton Stroman.
62 was there.
He tried to hand off to Stroman on a jet sweep action, and the ball comes loose.
Aiden Khalil was there, though, on the ball, it looks like.
Huge turnover.
Well, Dawson is arguing their case, and the referee with the white hat is saying, no, sir, I called Shadow Creek ball. He did not want to hear it. That is a huge play. Terrence Cooks.
UT bound Terrence Cooks makes the big play at the big time. Just 28 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. And the Shadow Creek Sharks knock it on the door again here with the big turnover.
The Hook'em boy got his hook in there and knocked it out.
I formation. Isaiah Harper dotting the I behind Drones. Drones will take it. Isaiah Harper on the left side breaks one tackle, breaks another one, gets down to the 2-yard line. Boy, he had some open field right there. Thought he was going to punch it in.
And that's it, getting them into a performance zone, man, where everything's clicking.
So now the Shadow Creek fans come alive here.
2nd and 1 on the 2. You got about 6 plays here to get 2 yards.
Once again, Drones in the I formation. Isaiah Harper behind him.
Into the 3rd.
That's right, we'll flip ends here. And we go to the 4th quarter. 21-14 is our score. Dawson out on top of Shadow Creek, but Shadow Creek threatening to tie this thing up.
Quarter.
And this is all of a sudden, guys, becoming a much better game here.
It is indeed. That was a huge momentum shift. The touchdown.
Joe's Barbecue has proudly served the Alvin and Manville area great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin. Stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's Press Box food sponsor.
Here. Start of the 4th quarter, chance to punch it in and tie this game up. As momentum seems to be swinging over to the Sharks now. Drones in the shotgun, he'll take the snap, give up to Harper. Harper bounces off one guy, he's gonna punch it in, touchdown Sharks! Isaiah Harper on the 3-yard scramble.
Wow. We've seen Jonah Lede make some big hits, and he hit Harper, and Harper just ricocheted, bounced off of him, and finds the gap. It's a touchdown. What a play.
Now all of a sudden, we got a game here. Pending the extra point, 21-20, Dawson leads for now. You see a lot of momentum change with the players on the sidelines. The Shadow Creek players jumping up and down a little bit here. A little bit of pep in the step, and you see the opposite on the other side as momentum is swung to the Shadow Creek side. The extra point is up, and it is good. We have a tie score, 21 all with 11:52 left in the game. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark football on KACC. Yeah, notice we haven't seen Kelvon Brown in a while.
I think, man, he's so good in open space, but he's having trouble.
Even now, while we're distancing, your body needs to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are ready with advanced technology and imaging to deliver custom treatment plans safely. And our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Field, David Canada along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. Marvin Whitfield doing our stats for us tonight. And Jason Nichols doing a great job back in the studio with producing duties, keeping us on the air. We have a 21-21 tie here just into the fourth quarter. Shadow Creek kicking off left to right. They'll take it right there at the 10-yard line and try to get the wheels turning, and he slipped and fell down. If this was pro football, he can get back up and run, but not in high school. He's down right there at the 10-yard line. Actually took a spot at the 9.
Wow, the last 3 Dawson possessions they've had, they had to start within their own 15. Like, this is crazy.
So the momentum starting to turn. Shadow Creek's defense turning up the volume here. Terrence Cooks with a turnover in the last drive. And now they've got Dawson pinned down at their own 8.
They're struggling with these clock issues. One of the referees is doing the YMCA out at midfield. That breaking news from Chick-fil-A.
Please reset the game clock to 1:38. 1:38 on the game clock.
So they'll reset the game clock to 11:38. So 11 minutes and 38 seconds left in this district championship game. We are tied at 21. Colin Johnson with the shotgun snap. He'll hand off over the left side. Big, huge opening to the 30, the 40. The Sharks will catch him, but Stewart with a huge run all the way out to the 40-yard line of the other side.
Wow, I did not expect that. I thought this momentum had swung completely to Shadow Creek's side. Stewart just, wow.
Well, Shadow Creek only had 5 guys in the box. You saw DeJuan Lewis lined up on the slot, and then he walked his way down like he was going to rush, and then he just kind of hung in the hook curl there. Never really made a play on it.
Stewart was never touched until he was brought down. Again, they'll go to Stewart up the middle. Actually, this Burgess up past the 40 is about the 38-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd and 3.
It's almost like the pitcher came out for Dawson and decided he was just going to throw left-handed for the first couple innings. See how that goes. Oh, okay, I guess I'll throw right-handed now. Let's go ahead and run that inside zone one more time.
Man, Jalen Emery showed off his speed on that big run. He come from way on this side of the field to go get him.
So 2nd and 3. Johnson with the snap. Hand off again. This is Burgess around the right side looking for room. Up past the first down marker. They'll move the chains. Another first down for Dawson.
Ian Scott, the lineman there, he was out there to make a block. He just was kind of looking at Burgess and running backwards.
Byron Roberson in on the tackle again.
So Dawson with a great offensive series here. Spiked by a nice run by Stewart, getting them out of their own end zone there. They'll hand off straight again to Burgess up the middle, and he's stacked up right there at the 30-yard line. Not much of a gain, maybe a 2-yard gain on the play.
Not a bad inside run, but now you can see Shadow Creek is coming back to having 5, 6, 7, 6 or 7 at least in the box, maybe even 8, depending on who they're walking in and out.
Colin Johnson in the shotgun. Looks like they're going to change the play.
Because there's 5 in the box.
Twins to the right side and the left side. Sharks creeping up in the line. Looks like they want to bring everybody here. They'll back it off. Hand off to Stewart again. Another big hole. Past the 20-yard line down to the 15. Running over a couple of players along the way. Another first down for Dawson.
I had Stewart big run, 40-plus yards, and then I just hit ×2 from my notes there. That wasn't a 40-yard run, but it's another first down. And now you're in a really solid position with that ability to get first down outside the 5. End up in 1st and goal from the 4 or the 5.
Time ticking away, just 9:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. He'll hand off again. Burgess up the middle, picking his way through. About a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Tom, what do you call these linebackers that are lined up way off the line like they have been? I haven't seen that too many times.
It's kind of a 3-4. I know they call generally Shadow Creek kind of treats them as like an apex and a rover. So you have a rover who's a little bit more of a linebacker safety, and this apex player who's more like a safety linebacker, if that makes sense. And vice versa, the language changes each, but these guys are kind of coverage playing first and then playing the run.
Johnson from the shotgun. He'll hand off again to Stewart. Stewart, big hole up the middle, runs over a couple of Sharks all the way down to the 1 yard line, and they'll move the chains. Another first down. First and goal for Dawson.
They might have to start shrinking those guys in a little bit. I think that's where they're finding a bit of their successes. Like you said, they have 5 guys in the box, and those guys are there to help, but they're a little too far.
Yep, kind of interesting to have him in there, especially after getting gashed on a couple inside runs to keep those guys way out in coverage. When you know you can cover one-on-one.
First and goal from the 2 yard line. They'll hand off straight up the middle, stacked up and pushed back. Not going to get the end zone. Maybe about a 1 yard gain, maybe down to the 1 now.
It's big Theron Randall there stopping it.
That was Burgess on the carry.
Shadow Creek has some big defensive linemen. They got some dudes pushing 270, 6'5".
So full house backfield now for Dawson. And it's number 1 at the quarterback position. He'll take it in, straight in.
That was a safety, Blake Smith.
They got to separate him because Jalen Emery came over the top and hit Colin Johnson, you know, pretty high up after he scored that touchdown. So they had to separate them a little bit there.
So they run a little wildcat with Blake Smith. Blake Smith.
Oh, you're right.
We've been calling his name on defense all night long. And he comes in on the wildcat and punches it in. So Dawson with an answer for the Shadow Creek touchdown.
It's not that the Wildcat really went anywhere, but it's been interesting to see it kind of make a big comeback this season. And I think that's part of what we talked about at halftime, is just getting athletes on the field, right? How can we get more athletes on the field? Can we get our athletes on the field, guys who have experience playing, guys who can make magic happen when they have the ball in their hands? You know, you watch Central
disconcerting
Michigan
signals
on
against the
Tuesday night.
defense. Half the distance to the goal, still 1 on-time down.
Against
Number
Shadow
20.
Creek. You watch Central Michigan on Tuesday or Wednesday night, whenever it was, and they ran a bunch of Wildcat with their receiver, Pimpleton. And it was interesting to see that offense really kind of take a bigger spot on stage.
I think you saw what Pearland did with Keela Colio-Linton. They had success putting him at Wildcat against the Shadow Creek team, and they said, well, we have a guy like that, Blake Smith. He makes a lot of plays. Why don't we try that? Works out for him.
So they've got it all figured out. They'll line up for the extra point here. Take the snap. It's almost blocked, but it is up, and it is good. For 7:14 left here in the fourth period, Shadow Creek now down 27-21 as Dawson answers the touchdown from Shadow Creek. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark Football on KACC.
They're going to assess that on the kickoff, I reckon.
Yes, sir.
The kick is good. Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Foot still up in the air, number 13 against the defense. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how we teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
open field. David Kennedy along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. And we've seen Dawson answer the touchdown by Shadow Creek, extending their lead to 28-21. Shadow Creek will get the ball back with 7:14 to go as we're going punch for a punch here now in this championship game.
Go ahead and do that little scoot kick they've been doing. Hit the grounder.
C.J. Guidry back to field it. He'll hit it deep over the head of Guidry and out of the end zone.
They were kicking off from the 45 because of that penalty, but I think he wanted to see if he could kick it through the uprights.
They almost did.
That's interesting, man, because you've been kicking that grounder all the way to the 15 or the 10 every single time. And if you can go kick it to the end zone, you know the Shadow Creek guys are just foaming at the mouth to make a big play. He's going to pull it out of the end zone. You know he's going to pick up the ball and try to run it out of the end zone. You're going to tackle him on the 5. But instead, Shadow Creek's going to have the ball on the 25.
Then again, you got C.J. Guidry with that 4.2 speed back there. He's returned 2 this year.
I hate second-guessing coaches because my rule is if you're not there Monday morning for film and for practice that afternoon, you don't know. But same time, man.
So Drones
feels like a missed opportunity.
Brings his guys back out. He'll take the snap. Hand off to Isaiah Harper again. And just decked right there. Maybe a 1-yard gain. Not much more than that.
It's Cameron Whitfield, huh?
Yes, sir.
He's just all over that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smith and Whitfield have been all over the place tonight.
Yeah. Reimer on the outside, man. He's really struggling with him in the second half.
2nd and 9 now. Time becoming a factor. 6:48 in rolling here. 28-21 is our score. Dawson out on top.
Man, if I'm Shadow Creek, I'm trying to utilize these great receivers I have in one-on-one coverage.
Drones with the snap. He'll look to throw the ball. He'll throw it deep down the right side. He's overthrown everybody. It's C.J. Guidry down there, and it's hard to overthrow him.
Yeah, he's still targeting Guidry, and Guidry's covered, man. He's got a slot down here who was open from about the 5-yard line on, and he just doesn't read it, doesn't go through the progression. He kind of sticks his eyes on Guidry or sticks his eyes on whoever he's throwing to.
And that ball was thrown kind of flat, too, kind of like a line drive instead of a rainbow, to be able to allow Guidry to get back down underneath it. So 3rd and 9, they'll come up. And as this ball is snapped, the flags will come out.
We got 84 uncovered. There's nobody on him. Kenyon Pascal, there's no one in front of him.
Before the snap, timeout, charge to the defense.
I'm sure they probably saw that, Evan, and had to call the timeout.
We had to watch the film.
Even now, while we're distancing, your body needs to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are ready with advanced technology and imaging to deliver custom treatment plans safely. And our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
To be a really, really great quarterback. I think he's got too many things going through his head. He doesn't feel comfortable. He doesn't feel like he's in the zone where he can really trust his instincts. You see him second guess passes a lot.
3rd and 9, he'll take the snap. Empty back set. He'll roll to his right. Looks like he's going to tuck it and run, but he throws it anyway. And Pascal, he's got him right there at the 40-yard line. 1st down and more. Kenyon Pascal, we were just talking about a minute ago, he was uncovered. That time wide open, and Drones found him for the 1st down. They're moving the chains way down the field here.
Great athletic play. Drones rolled out away from an open receiver, though, and managed to find Pascal, who's been open a lot of the night.
I mean, you got Hancock and Guidry demanding a lot of coverage, so Pascal's going to be open, and he has been.
Drones from the shotgun. He'll call for the snap. Give up to Isaiah Harper. He'll take it himself around the left side. Past the 35, down inside the 25-yard line, down to the 22.
Oof. That was a scary collision.
Like an injured player for Dawson.
Carruthers Kyle's on the ground. It looks like it's a cramp.
The Drones ran smooth into Lawrence Armstrong coming over to block, I think, and I think it was one of those incidents where you have maybe a head to the knee, that sort of thing.
He grabbed it. He grabbed his hand.
Please reset the.
Joe's Barbecue has proudly served the Alvin and Manville area great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin, stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's Press Box food sponsor.
Throws it deep. He's got a receiver. It's overthrown. Trying to hit Armstrong in the corner of the end zone.
Man, he puts that ball on the money, and Armstrong makes another fantastic catch for a touchdown like he did earlier.
Looked like the ball was thrown a little bit to the opposite side, too. Armstrong had to turn around and try to reach the other side. And couldn't pull it in.
That was about 6 inches too high, or that's a touchdown, man.
So that brings up 2nd and 10 from the Dawson 22-yard line. Sharks on a roll here, trailing 28-21 with 5:33 to go. Pascal in motion. Drones will try to hand it off. He'll take it himself around the right side, looking for room. Finally gets a little bit of a hole there. About a 4-yard gain.
That's one of the big things with these Shadow Creek running backs and Drones himself is that, they're going to make the first man miss generally, especially this late in the game as this defense is taking a lot of snaps. As defense take more and more snaps, they're going to make the first man miss. And if you can make that first man be 3 yards down the field, you're going to be successful. That time the first man who missed was basically at the line of scrimmage, and Drones was able to pull out, 5 yards or so.
So just under 5 minutes to go here. 28-21, Dawson leads. The Sharks on a roll. Drones will take the snap, roll to his left under pressure, and he's brought down. The Dawson Eagles sack him at the 28-yard line.
Looked like Jordan Stewart there on the tackle. But, yeah.
That time Drones trying to roll out, just not fast enough to get away from the pursuit.
Looks like it's going to be a timeout by Shadow Creek.
Timeout.
That's crucial.
Offense. This is their first timeout
See where the
of the second half.
It's going to be 3rd and long, maybe.
At our new South Fork Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, we're going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our salespeople work for you, not commission, so that's why we have lower prices and a better experience.
You can find out the price of any vehicle by calling 1-800-LOW-PRICE.
And we'll give you a warranty for as long as you own your newer pre-owned vehicle with South Fork's lifetime warranty.
Expect to get more at South Fork Dodge on Highway 288, just minutes south of the Beltway.
Call 1-800-LOW-PRICE, SouthForkDodge.com.
Throughout Houston is leading magazine.
Still a lot of time on the clock. 4:35 can be an eternity at times, but if you give back the ball to a team like Dawson, who's really good on the run, they're liable to take that 4:35 and go to the house with it.
Safeties are playing the sticks, but I don't know that's a great call.
Drones takes the shotgun snap, looking downfield, throwing deep. Got a receiver in the end zone. It looks like it's intercepted by Dawson in the end zone. And it is.
Jonah Leday. We've seen him make some really big plays, and Drones just kind of airmailed that one. He just threw it up there, and Leday was able to sit underneath it. I mean, that's...
Yeah, there were more white shirts down there than there were black shirts on that, for sure.
I think if you're going to try to throw that ball like that, you're going to have to throw it, a little bit more of a sharper, hotter pass. And he kind of lofted that one up there, gave him plenty of time.
No, and kind of an interesting drones decision plus route combination. You saw that Dawson was playing the sticks with their safeties. I felt like you have something underneath because you know you can throw under and your guys are going to make plays. And I think you should have given Guidry or somebody opportunity to make a play with the ball.
So Dawson will take over here. And of course, they'll run straight up the middle with Stewart. Not more concerned with the clock than they're concerned with the yardage here. Just Dawson, Shadow Creek only has 2 timeouts left.
Not until Shadow Creek is on the bus and leaving after having showered will I ever be comfortable just watching the clock run.
We have seen it before.
I think if you're Shadow Creek, though, you got to put 7 men in the box. You can't have the guys way out far like they did the last couple drives. You got to bring them in and stop this run. I don't care if they're going 4 wide.
Dawson taking all the time they need here. 3:43 and counting. Burgess will go in motion. They'll hand off to Stewart again up the middle. And the Sharks buck up and stop it. Maybe a half-yard gain. Maybe they'll give him 1.
Yeah, Stewart kind of got turned around there and in the backfield. Kind of had some early contact and never really got the momentum moving down through the field.
Timeout. Defense. This is their second timeout
with our
of the second half.
Facing a 3rd and 6 down 28.
Even now, while we're distancing, your body needs to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are ready with advanced technology and imaging to deliver custom treatment plans safely. And our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Use my timeouts on defense when I can't control the clock. But there are plenty of people who would argue with me, and they're all on the internet.
I like to have the timeout, but I see where you're coming from for sure.
Big time 3rd and 6 here for the Sharks defense. They'll roll players to the right side again, and they'll run it that way like they have all night long, and the Sharks not fooled again. They'll push them back, and they'll turn over on downs here.
24-9. They motion them and they run behind them. They believe in those blockers.
Bring up 4th down.
Timeout. Defense. This is Shadow Creek's 3rd and final timeout of the second half.
Yeah, I think the scoreboard was pulling timeouts.
The game clock should read
3:27.
3:27.
With 2, and
3:27 on the game
Shadow Creek
clock.
down, burning their final timeout. 3:23 to go. 4th and 2.
Joe's Barbecue has proudly served the Alvin and Manville area great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin. Stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's Press Box food sponsor.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get it, then Shadow Creek has a really short field, and you didn't gain very much from that interception. And I'm going to go ahead and play on the Shadow Creek doesn't have any timeouts, and as long as I can keep them from controlling the boundary, as long as I control the boundary and keep their guys inside, I'm going to win the football game.
The funny thing about that interception is if they would not have caught it, they would have had better field position.
That's true. So they'll be forced to punt away. Dawson from their own 15-yard line.
Unless the snap's high.
C.J. Guidry. And that 4.2 speed. Out there to field it. They'll get it away. Nice high kick. Guidry will take it on a fair catch right at the 42-yard line. That's where the Sharks will take over with 3:20 to go. Trailing by 7. We're going down the stretch here, guys.
3:20, 58 yards to go. I think they can do it. Kyron Drones has to be efficient, though, man. He's got to put his passes on the money. He's got to play like we know he can. He's got to tuck it and run when he should.
And this Dawson front 7 did a great job flushing Drones out of the pocket all night long. And I'm sure they're going to pin their ears back, trying to force him to run the ball instead of throw the ball here with 3:20 to go. Drones from the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Hand off to Kelvin Brown. Brown around the left side to the 50, down to the 45, and pushed down at the 44-yard line.
A little bit of extracurricular.
No.
And the flag comes out. Looks like it might go on Shadow Creek, as saw one of the players shoving another player.
It's Damian Palomo, the tight end. But the thing is, the safeties and Kelvin Brown, they've been throwing him around all game, and then they're shoving him after the play. The tight end comes in to defend his man, and that's going to back him up.
That's what Palomo is pleading his case, but you know the old adage is the last one to make any kind of effort is usually the one that gets the call. So they'll discuss where, when, and how the penalty occurred and where the ball is going to be snapped here.
Man, you hate to see that.
We have first down, Shadow Creek. Dead ball, personal foul, number 30 against the offense. The chains will reset, and we're going to have first down.
So a big 15-yard mark off all the way back to the 40 or the 41-yard line.
They lost a yard on that huge run. Wow.
Yeah, we haven't seen Kelvin Brown in the game for a while, and he comes in. Nice run. But extra activity after that. So 3:06 to go. Pushed back. Drones will take the snap. He'll throw it quickly out in the flat to Armstrong. Armstrong gets buried by a bunch of white shirts right there and pushed back. Nothing much at all there.
And they just sniffed out that screen pretty early, even with a really quick blitz from the outside.
Drones didn't have much of a choice there. I mean,
looked like it was Carter Ulstrom kind of came off the edge there. I have to go back and watch the film, but he came off and immediately put pressure on Drones, and then the screen was just sniffed out by that defense.
The Sharks need to operate a little quicker here. They're almost like they're taking their time, 2:30 and counting here. Still 58 yards away from the score. Drones will take the snap, look downfield. He's got a receiver at the 42-yard line. And he's pushed and shoved out of bounds. Armstrong, there comes a flag against Dawson. At least I'm assuming against Dawson.
It's Jaden Carruthers Kyles, but it's good to see them get that same call back on their side. I'm going to see that being called consistently.
Late hit out of bounds, number 5. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty and automatic
third late
first
hit
down.
out of bounds penalty against Dawson tonight. 2 on the first drive as we started the game. That one very big and critical, giving the Shadow Creek Sharks a 15-yard bonus here.
Those first 2 on that first drive were huge, and they may not have scored a touchdown without that. And that could be a huge call, man. You got to be more disciplined than that.
2:19 to go here in the fourth quarter. Drones looking for a place to throw the ball. He's flushed out of the pocket, throws to the right side. He's got a receiver, and is it complete?
Yes,
it is. Wow, I thought that was incomplete. He's literally laying on the ground when he caught the ball.
Is that Pascal, I think?
Dawson with the kind of they stunted the maybe a miscommunication. They stunted 2 guys through the B gap, and they didn't have any outside contain.
So here we go, 1:52 to go. The whistles come out.
Dawson
timeout.
It looked like Pascal was going down to his knee to pick up the ball.
This is their second timeout of the second
got hit
half.
from behind at the same time the ball arrived.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how we teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
A back-breaking deal.
Well, it certainly will be if Shadow Creek can punch it in here.
Dawson calling a good time out there, kind of give their guys a second to breathe and catch themselves and kind of get their composure back and say, hey, you've shut these guys down most of the night. You know, it's a close game. Let's bury them right now. Come back out and play your defense.
Kelvin Brown checks back in at the running back position. 2 ends to the right side. Drones looking for a receiver, looking to his left side. Nothing there. He's throwing the ball deep to the end zone. He's got a receiver right there. Is it in?
He
Looked
was
like
out.
he might have been out of bounds. Looked like that was Isaiah Harper down there.
It was a great catch, just out of bounds, a little wide.
How many feet you got to get in, Tom?
1 foot in high school.
I know he didn't get 2 in, but.
A great job by Drones again, under pressure. And he made a great throw, just a little bit out of bounds.
Like Tom said, though, he was a little bit late throwing that ball, though, I think. I think if you get that out a little bit earlier, you have a touchdown. Yeah,
Definitely out of bounds. Drones rolling to his left side again, looking for a receiver, incomplete at the 5-yard line.
That's a tough throw, rolling off to your left like that.
It is. He's kind of got to get on his feet a little bit better and get his weight, really use his hips to get that ball out. And you can tell he's short-armed it.
Huge 3rd and 10 here. Definitely 4 down territory with 1:36 to go. Shadow Creek now trailing 28-21. Drones in the shotgun.
Inside slant to 19, come on.
Looking for a receiver, throwing it over the middle. He's got a receiver right there. Touchdown, Terrence Armstrong. Touchdown, Sharks. You called it, Evan. Straight up the middle on the slant pattern. Terrence Armstrong. And we're 1 extra point away from a tie game with 1:28 to go.
I don't know if you know this, but he had 2 men open in the end zone, and they ran into each other. I almost worried he was going to knock the ball out.
Exactly my thought, too.
Pascal and Lawrence Armstrong collided, basically, and Armstrong got his 2nd touchdown catch of the game.
Great job by Drones to find him in the slant. Here's the extra point. Almost blocked by Dawson. It gets up, and it is good. So 1:28 to go. We have a tie game in this district championship game. We'll take a break. This is Shadow Creek Shark football on KACC. Here we go, Shadow.
Joe's Barbecue has proudly served the Alvin and Manville area great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin, stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's Press Box food sponsor.
Field, David Kennedy along with Tom Lewis and Evan Geiger. The Shadow Creek Sharks have done it again, come all the way back, tied at 28 now with 1:28 to go.
We got a game, boys.
Well, if you're Dawson, you're in a pretty good scenario. You got your timeout. You've got 1:28. You've shown you can move the ball. You haven't shown much passing this half, much success passing. So we'll see what they come out with.
Kickoff of the 40.
Don't be afraid to run it.
Line drive down, picked up at the 10-yard line. Up to the 20. Met by a Shark right there and spins off. Look, the ball came loose for a second, but Dawson will bring it. And there is a flag, you're right. Back at the 10-yard line, 11-yard line, so.
He threw it again.
Just in case you didn't see it.
That's going to back him up, I don't know. Does that change your way of going about this time? Or you say, oh, well, we're all the way at the 15. Are we just going to run it out and go to overtime?
Doing the return, blocking the back, number 6 on the return team.
Yeah, probably run it out.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Not get myself a scenario where I'm punting the ball and giving them the ball inside their own 50.
That will indeed push them back. And back and back. They're going to mark the ball at the 5-yard or 10-yard line, excuse me. That's where Dawson will take over with 1:22 to go.
Yeah, go ahead and run it.
We are tied in this district championship game at 28. Dawson and Shadow Creek. Run straight up the middle. About a 4-yard gain.
He's met by, I think that's Terrence Cooks. But no, Byron Robertson. It was one of the two. You had to know that.
Burgess on the carry. So they give him 7. A 2nd and 3. Burgess will split out wide to the right. A handoff to Smith, or excuse me, Stewart. Up the middle and pushed back by the Shark defense again. Just under a minute now, 48 seconds and counting.
A lot of pushing and shoving. They're separating guys. We've seen both teams get, penalties after the play. You don't want to do that here.
You got to hold your water, as they say. Got to be disciplined, especially with 31 seconds to go. District championship on the line here.
False start.
It seems like half the line of scrimmage went off too early.
Center snapped it late.
You've seen both guards. You rub through the middle and the ball
False
was going
start. Offense. There's also a 10-second runoff. The clock is now at 15 seconds. 15 seconds for the 10-second runoff.
So it's a 15-second runoff on the penalty.
Please set the game clock at 15 seconds.
Nope, we got OT, boys.
Well, there's still 14 seconds to go. And counting, they don't look like they want to even attempt to snap the ball here, and they won't. So we will go to overtime, tied at 28 in this championship game. Well, he came in tonight expecting to see a great game, and certainly hasn't disappointed.
Not at all. We got us a game. Shadow Creek looks fired up. All right. Finally, get some energy, get some life.
Time and time again, we've seen Shadow Creek looking like they're on the brink. Unable to come back. See if they can finish the deal tonight here. Number 19, Dawson, coming into tonight undefeated. 8-0. Shadow Creek rated number 12 in the 6A in state at 4-2, but undefeated in district play. Get set for overtime. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to be crucial to see who gets the ball first here, because both these offenses are kind of clicking down the stretch here.
Tom, you want to tell us a little bit about the overtime rules in high school?
Oh, they're going to see who gets possession first, and then it's a lot like the college rules.
So you put them, what, at like 25?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen a high school overtime game.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I need you to tell me. I didn't want to admit my ignorance.
and honestly, I've been doing this for 2.5 years, and I have not seen one yet. This is the first one I've seen.
I watch a lot of NFL and college football, but I haven't
This
seen
might
high school
take a minute. David, you want to take a break? Let us hear from some.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break as they figure out this, and we'll come on back for overtime here at Freedom Field. 28-all is our score. This is Shadow Creek Shark football on KACC.
So, Lady Liberty, Eagle. Coach called tails. Dawson has chosen defense.
Back at the studio, taking care of our producing duties. And they'll start from the 25-yard line, and Shadow Creek will get the ball first. This is like the college rules. So the equal possessions here. So it's been a great game. Dawson seemingly in control for the first half and into the third quarter. Then Shadow Creek on a turnover by Terrence Cooks. Got the ball back. And then a nice drive at the end for Shadow Creek to tie it at 28.
Oof. I ain't got nothing to do tonight. Let's get an A&M LSU game.
Roll up your sleeves. We got overtime. 28-28. Drones from the shotgun. He'll take the snap himself, roll to his left, and split a couple of defenders. About a 3-yard gain.
He just lowered his shoulder and put Cameron Whitfield on his back.
Bring up 2nd and 7.
I've been impressed with Drones as a runner tonight, though. When he does run the ball, he looks good doing it.
Empty set. Drones in the shotgun. Looking to throw the ball. Looking for a receiver. Throwing it to the right side. He's got a receiver at the 10-yard line. A little too high, and it goes incomplete.
Had him open at the snap. Had him open 3 seconds after the snap. Finally decided to throw it to him.
He's got to be a little quicker with his, with his read. I think as a coach, with these quick routes, if you're going to throw it, you got to throw it.
He keys on a first receiver based on something he sees, and he doesn't check down very quickly. And I think that's probably been the issue. This hesitation's probably been the issue most of the season with him running, is it feels like he double guesses himself. He second guesses himself trying to make these plays.
So 3rd and 7.
Go ahead and call their one timeout.
Timeout.
They get one every possession.
Offense. This is Shadow Creek's first and only timeout of the first overtime period.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how we teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
Played the sticks and said, hey, we're going to let you complete 3rd and 4. We're going to let you complete a 4-yard, 5-yard pass, and we're going to make a play and stop you before you get to the sticks. And Shadow Creek's counteracted that by saying, well, we're going to go to the end zone. And I think they need to go after a short pass here.
3rd and
see
7.
if he can make a play.
Drones in the shotgun, trips to the right side. He's going to throw it just about before he gets hit, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Don't know where he was throwing that ball, but it was intercepted, and he's going all the way up to the 40, got past the 45-yard line.
Doesn't make much of a difference, huh? Still they get the ball at the 25.
Yeah, pretty much, unless he's going to go all the way.
Oof.
Well,
there was no receiver there, though. Not at all. No. There wasn't a receiver on the right side of the field.
So now the pressure turns over to the Shadow Creek defense.
We've seen Drones. He threw 2 interceptions in the first game, both picked off by #1 DB in the country, Denver Harris. He threw an interception last week against Pearland in the end zone, and he's thrown 2 more in the end zone tonight. I mean, when you're in the red zone like that, that is the worst place to throw an interception.
He missed a wide open touchdown throw to Hancock in the first period as well.
The only worst places to throw it when you're in your own end zone.
You got to get some points, though, man.
So Dawson with the possession, and he points here, and they come out of here a winner. Hand off to Stewart, straight up the middle. A big gain up past the 20-yard line, down to about the 16.
I'll go ahead and run the ball 3 times and put it in the foot of my trusty kicker.
They're in range, man. I mean, we seen him miss a 38-yarder earlier, I think. So they're in range now, though.
2nd and 2.
There's no need to put that ball in the air. Only bad things can happen if the ball goes in the air.
We'll take the snap again, up to Stewart, straight up the middle, trying to push the pile, and the Shadow Creek defense pushes back. Probably no gain on that play. They may give him 1 yard on forward progress.
But discipline here, you got to be disciplined. You cannot take a big penalty, give up, a new first down, anything of that nature. You don't want to take a big sack and knock you out of field goal range.
3rd and 1 from the 16-yard line. Stewart in the backfield with Johnson. He'll hand off to Stewart. Why not? Straight up the middle, turning, looking for the first down marker. I think he has it. So fresh set of downs for the Dawson Eagles. We are in overtime, tied at 28. Shadow Creek with an interception on their first possession. Any points here, and the Dawson Eagles will win this game. 1st and 10 here. Johnson will take the snap, give up to Stewart up again up the middle. He met about a yard downfield and stopped right there.
Yeah, I'm with Tom. I think barring anything crazy like a high snap or anything of that nature, they're just going to run the ball and try to kick a field goal if they have to, get a touchdown if they happen to fall in the end zone.
Wouldn't surprise me this next play to run to the left and, between the hash marks, line up the kicker. They're far over on the right side, the right hash marks now. 2nd and 9 from the 11-yard line. We'll take the snap. And off to Stewart around the right side. Stopped for maybe a half a yard gain again by the Shark defense.
Okay, they'll center it on this play.
Brings up 3rd and 7. 2-yard gain down to the 9-yard line.
Yep. Running back on the right side, they're going to do the inside zone handoff to the left side.
And they certainly do that. Stewart punches it left. Straight down between the hash marks at the 5-yard line. And it looks like Dawson may be sitting in the kicking unit now.
Now here's an old coaching trick you do is that you, during practice, during the season, every once in a while you make conditioning. You make conditioning dependent on the kicker making a hard field goal. And so then that kicker starts to experience the pressure from the whole team over and over and over again.
So here's a game right here.
He couldn't ask for a better shot.
A 22-yard field goal. The kick is up. It's low, line drive. It is good, though. And Dawson will come out on top with the district championship, 31-28.
What an offensive performance from Dawson all night long. Running this really, really awesome inside zone scheme. Just impressive play from everybody.
So our final tonight, 31-28,
Ball
Dawson
game.
over Shadow Creek. We'll take a break and come on back. This is Shadow Creek Shark Football on KACC.
Come rain, shine, or even a pandemic, Alvin Community College provides an affordable, quality education that's close to where you live. We can help fulfill your career and educational goals while saving you money. We're supporting students no matter the situation by being flexible in how we teach, providing financial assistance, and expanding our virtual support services. Experience the difference and make ACC your college right now.
Even now, while we're distancing, your body needs to move. At Houston Methodist Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our teams are ready with advanced technology and imaging to deliver custom treatment plans safely. And our minimally invasive procedures can help you heal faster. We have the expertise to keep you moving because every movement matters. Find the care you need at locations throughout Houston. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
At our new South Fork Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, we're going the extra mile to earn your business.
Our salespeople work for you, not commission, so that's why we have lower prices and a better experience.
You can find out the price of any vehicle by calling 1-800-LOW-PRICE.
And we'll give you a warranty for as long as you own your newer pre-owned vehicle with South Fork's lifetime warranty.
Expect to get more at South Fork Dodge on Highway 288, just minutes south of the Beltway.
Call 1-800-LOW-PRICE, SouthForkDodge.com.
Joe's Barbecue has proudly served the Alvin and Manville area great food since 1976. Located at 1400 Texas Highway 6 in Alvin, stop by for some great Texas barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, proud supporter of Alvin ISD Athletics and tonight's Press Box food sponsor.